Good football by Spurs. Yeah, it's a really good play. And again, switching the ball early. You know, trying to isolate people one-on-one. We know Brennan Johnson's got a little bit of pace. He does well, he gets control of the ball, he cuts inside. Raised off to Bentancur. First touch is just a fraction under his feet. And maybe can't quite get the power and accuracy that he wants.
6 minutes gone. Goalless on talkSPORT. And the ball is in the quadrant, ready for the first corner of the match. Madison to take it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed away by Guardiola, only as far as Hotspur. Sends it left. It's on to Son now, who approaches the edge of the box, looks to go down the outside, then tries to poke it through. Past Bernardo Silva, who blocks it, clears it to halfway. Hotspur will look to recycle it, but Erling Haaland is there to nod the ball out to the far side and away for a throw. And actually Spurs have started the game quite purposefully here. If it was to end like this, Arsenal will be very happy about it. 6.5 minutes to go. 6.5 minutes gone. Gone that fast. It's 0-0 on talkSPORT.
I just want Spurs to take the lead now. Just to see the reaction in the stadium, because there's been so much talk about it. We now need to see what would happen. I don't want City going to score 4 or 5. But just that initial reaction would be great.
And it's Spurs who usually concede the first goal. So often that's happened this season. It's hard to think that they won't tonight, really. They have gone 1-0 down in each of their last 5 fixtures in the Premier League. And it's they who have looked the most likeliest in the opening 7 minutes. But it is just 7 minutes on the clock. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 0. Rangers 0, Dundee 0 in the Scottish Premiership. With Rangers needing to win tonight, stop Celtic from being the champions. Here is Bernardo Silva for Manchester City, deep inside his own half, across to Kovacic, who sweeps it wide to the left-hand side. Just up by the halfway line is the Croatian Josko Vardio. Vardio back to Akanji, and now a chance maybe to elevate the ball over the top. They do that on this right side. Walker, the flag has stayed down. He's burst into the box. He gets into the penalty area, tees it up for De Bruyne inside the area. The shot cannons off the defender and goes behind, and then the flag goes up eventually for offside.
Which I said 10 seconds ago. He was 6 yards offside. I mean, that's... Look. How far does he need to be offside to the lines just to put his flag up? That's so obvious. That's just ridiculous.
Well, that was the first Manchester City attempt to send the ball over the top of that high line. And although they didn't time their run perfectly, they showed what damage they can cause.
And that's how you break that high line. It's people running from deep. Talk about Kevin De Bruyne will do it at some stage. Kyle Walker will do it. Maybe Guardiola on the far side. Phil Foden coming from a deeper position. It's those runs that you don't expect that catch you out.
Seagull flying around above our head.
Looks like a cockerel.
Yeah, the golden cockerel is very much up there, shining as the sun starts to set away to our right-hand side. The big, huge sculpture on top of the skywalk away to our right-hand side dominates the skyline in this area. Walker throws the ball down the right side for Manchester City on the attack once again. It's with Haaland down by the corner flag into Silva now. Silva now trying to take on the defender. It's Dragosan who comes away with the ball, and the Romanian they signed from Genoa. He actually turned down Bayern Munich to come to Spurs, and has hardly had any game time. Sends the ball forward and finds Sarr, who scampers forward over the halfway line, gives it to Son. Son then miscontrols it, gives it straight back to Akanji, and deep inside City territory they bring it clear. Foden skips past 2 challenges, gets to the halfway line, feeds Silva. Silva comes in field, big to Bentancur, looks for Foden, but it was a little bit loose. Madison takes it on, skips over the foot of Silva, who's a little bit late on James Madison, and the free kick is given 6 yards short of the halfway line, just left of the centre circle. 0-0.
Yeah, he's unlucky. Just before that, Phil Foden, exceptional talent. You know, the body movement, the way that he moves the ball between his feet, absolutely superb. I think City, if Bernardo Silva just got his head up a fraction quicker, I think the 2-on-1 situation on the far side out on City's left.
2 minutes gone, 0-0 on talkSPORT. And what is a big week of live football tomorrow night? We've got Brighton against Chelsea and Manchester United against Newcastle. That's on air from 7 o'clock tomorrow. We're on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2 tomorrow with 2 live games for you. Weekend's going to be massive. We have got One game on talkSPORT, one game on talkSPORT 2, 4 games on the talkSPORT app. It's the final weekend of the SPL as well this week. There has been a goal at Ibrox. Here's talkSPORT's David.
And it's Rangers 0, Dundee 1, and as it stands, Celtic will win the title tonight. Jordan McGee has just scored in front of a half-empty Ibrox Park. Rangers 0, Dundee 1.
Yeah, I don't think they really want to be there when Celtic win the title. It's going to happen tonight or tomorrow, isn't it, really? Realistically, they'll only need the point whatever happens against Kilmarnock tomorrow, Celtic.
You notice, Sam, City have just changed. Almost right on the mark of 10 minutes, suddenly they've changed to a high press. And they're putting Spurs defenders, goalkeeper under real pressure. It's almost like it was like, right, we get to 10 minutes and we're going to change tactics slightly.
Walker on the halfway line gives it back to Diaz, who takes his eye off the ball. Ball sent infield to Rodri. Rodri back to Bernardo Silva, who just drops away from Hotspur. Rodri, who controls a game like no other central midfielder in the league, gives it to Silva, almost poked through the legs of Dragosan and found Haaland, who was going to run in to green grass behind that Tottenham defence. Couldn't quite squeeze it to him. Free kick.
Yeah, Luis Romero just got Phil Foden a fraction late. I mean, Phil Foden's awareness, ability to see and cover space is exceptional.
Walker scampering forward at rapid pace and keeping the ball in down by the byline after it was lifted into an area down the right-hand side. Couldn't stop it from going out, but did stop it from going out for a goal kick. It goes for a throw on this near side.
I know Phil Foden's improved a lot. He's got better and better. That sort of ability, that ability to just be in the right place, find that little bit of space. That's generational talent stuff. Wayne Rooney had that, you know, when he came into teams at sort of 16, 17 years old. Very few players are able to just always appear to be in space. There he is again.
Look at that. No one around him as he finds De Bruyne, edge of the area, back to Haaland, and then he wins it again. He just occupies those pockets of space that no one really is able to pick up. And also, Danny, it's what he does with it when he gets hold of it. The twinkle toes, the ability to find the pass between the lines that sets the attack into full swing. Another goal at Ibrox. It's more bad news for Rangers, David Tanner.
Incredibly, 2 goals in 2 minutes for Dundee, Sam. It's Rangers 0, Dundee 2. And it's a ball from the left again. And this time it was a defender up for a free kick, Antonio Portales, who back-heeled it past Jack Butland into the back of the net. Rangers 0, Dundee 2, 4 minutes until the break.
Dundee hasn't won at Ibrox since 2001. Here's Walker coming in on the right-hand side, team the ball back to the edge of the penalty area. It wasn't a great ball by Walker. It's cut out by Hotspur and out for a corner on this near side, the first for City.
Phil Foden's furious with him. It was Phil Foden that sent him away down this right-hand side. He was in acres of space. Kyle Walker gets himself into a really good position, looks up, sees Phil Foden, who times his run, waits on the edge of the box, but sadly for City, Kyle Walker couldn't pick him out, and Hojbjerg knocks it out for a corner.
In fact, having to see how they target Vicario here, whether they go for the same sort of tactics they did in the cup final. He's being watched by Akanji now. It's in towards the near post, and it's a free header by Diaz. Took a deflection on the way through, and goes out for another corner.
They're doing exactly that. Haaland there's 3 of them. Is it Diaz started at the far post, Akanji started at the far post, and Haaland, and then all of a sudden 2 of them will come across Vicario to put him off, get in his eye line and try and upset him.
Diaz missed the header there. It hit there you go. Here's the corner in towards that central area, and again it's crowded, and Van der Ven was standing in front of Vicario, tried to come for it, couldn't quite get a proper punch on the ball. Eventually it goes out after Kovacic's returned fire. Initial fending away from Vicario just enough, but he is going to be put under pressure from those set pieces, you think, whenever they come City's way.
Clever from City though, because they're leaving him on his own.
Given away by Madison, and then De Bruyne picks it up into the area, and then Rodri keeps it alive inside the penalty area. Hojbjerg swipes it, it falls to Foden. What a save, one-handed by Vicario to deny Foden a 26th goal of the season. How on earth has he done that? I mean, Spurs the architect of their own downfall, but Vicario coming to Spurs' rescue in quite stunning style. Foden's effort, 7 yards from goal, it was at point-blank range. Somehow, some way, Vicario shot his right hand up.
It's an absolutely phenomenal save. Spurs give the ball away, and they get a little bit unfortunate, and it's Højbjerg that has just a swipe, completely takes it off the outside of his shin, spoons it up. It's an incredible save from Vicario, outstretched right arm, manages to stop Phil Foden. Maybe a fraction casual from Phil Foden, a little bit. That's all I can say about that finish. And I was expecting to sort of smash it goalwards.
6 goals in his last 4 games, Danny. He should have had a 7th, shouldn't he?
I think the sort of form is in, you'd expect him to score there. He hits the target. It's a great save, but you have to say he shouldn't really allow the goalkeeper a chance of making that save.
17 minutes gone. The best chance has come to Manchester City, but Spurs are on the attack now with Son. Down the left side of the pitch, he tries to take on Walker, who steps across, pushes the ball out of play, goes out and away for a throw. And it's 0-0 between Tottenham and Manchester City, live in the Premier League on talkSPORT tonight. And tomorrow, Brighton, Chelsea and Manchester United versus Newcastle United. But we are concentrating on this game here as Maddison comes forward to Son, edge of the area, away to our left-hand side. Bentancur onto Sarr, a little bit further wide. The ball comes to Brennan Johnson. He can't sort his feet out. Vardiol goes across, blocks the attempted cross. It bounces behind and goes out for another Spurs corner. You're listening to Tottenham 0, Manchester City 0 on talkSPORT with Now. And don't forget that you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Tottenham Manchester City live right now, contract free with a Now membership. Search Now Sports. Here's Danny Mills.
Well, clearly the Spurs players haven't got the memo about wanting, obviously, themselves to lose. I mean, they're having a good go at the moment. They're playing like they normally do. They created a couple of good chances. They've now got a set piece on the far side.
Here is the set piece from Maddison in towards the near post, and heading the ball is Romero, and it's a little bit wider of the 6-yard box than he would have hoped, but comes out as far as Son, who has the chance to recycle it. He twists one way and then the other down the left side in front of Guardiola. His cross spoons into the air. He takes it down again and looks to attack Bernardo Silva. Vardiol comes across again. Still Son is tussling with it. Wants a free kick. Referee doesn't give it. And it's cleared away to halfway by Bernardo Silva. No club with the status of and the history of Spurs can scoff at the prospect, however unlikely, of playing in the Champions League, Danny, because the possible consequences for Arsenal, I mean, they just can't come into their mind. If Villa had won last night, 1 or 2 maybe might have been thinking about such things, but from a professional point of view, the Spurs players were always going to come out here. The manager was always going to set them up in a way here to try and disrupt Manchester City's best laid plans. So Dundee have been doing their job at Ibrox, but there has been a twist there. We'll get there in just a second, but Son has sent Højbjerg away, and his cross is blocked by Kaji, so let's go to David Tanner.
And just as on Saturday at Celtic Park, Rangers have pulled a goal back after going 2 down just before half-time. Ross McCausland, the Northern Ireland international, scored it for an acute angle in stoppage time, in first half, which Rangers won by 2-0.
What they will hope, David, is that this time no one gets sent off just seconds later, which is what happened at Celtic Park. Haaland is through the middle. Van de Ven trying to hold him off. He's played in by Foden. Edge of the area. Van de Ven and Dragosan handle Haaland brilliantly. Nick the ball inside the D before he threatens to get away. And then almost time themselves in knots again with short passing on the edge of the penalty area. But they dealt with that threat really well, Danny Mills.
Yeah, they did. We've seen that, Haaland, very, very strong, very, very powerful. They doubled up very, very quickly. But just on what you were talking about, Spurs players wanted to win this game. Of course they do. They want to be playing minimum Europa League next season. They don't want to be playing in the Conference League. No one really wants to play in that. Really a massively recognised competition. If you've got the chance to play in, if it's your only chance, then you take it. If you've got a chance to be in Europa League, you want to be in that. And also, there'll be Spurs players thinking, the world is watching tonight. Euros coming up. Different players going off to play for different countries, nationalities. But also, if you have an absolute worldie tonight against Man City, possibly the best team in the world, you're talking about, actually, maybe a new contract, or maybe someone comes in for you, or, whatever might happen. We all know players are selfish, first and foremost. They're going to play for themselves first. But also, it's interesting, the crowd is really behind Spurs. Every time there's a clearance, an attack, there's lots of cheering, there's lots of clapping going on. It doesn't feel like they're desperate for their team to lose.
It's a bit quiet though, isn't it?
Yeah, but every time, so just listen when there's a clearance or an attack, you know, they're clapping, they're cheering.
Yeah.
It's not sort of the atmosphere that maybe we were expecting, thinking, well, Spurs
Well, I don't think
want to
we
lose.
really knew what to expect, did we?
Well, if we listened to Resch, we did.
A half-time at Ibrox, and it's Rangers 1, Dundee 2, and Rangers have kept everybody on their field of play this time after getting a goal back in that match.
That was a ludicrous tackle, wasn't it? Even in my day, that was ludicrous.
That's quite some statement, isn't it?
He got 7 red cards.
Here is Foden down the right side into the penalty area. Is Walker moving up towards the edge of the 6-yard box, side towards De Bruyne. Well read by Romero, intervenes brilliantly. And Romero now has gone on a forward run. They've got to play him the ball forward. They didn't do that, and now he's got to get back. I mean, that was a great opportunity, really, for him to be fed the ball in those circumstances. They didn't do it. Tottenham, a little bit handbrake on tonight, more than I've seen them in recent times. I mean, against any other opponent, Danny, I think they would have released the hounds there.
I also just wonder if Postecoglou's thought, you know what, after all this chat about Spurs fans want to lose the game and everything else, he's probably made it clearer than ever before he wants to go out and win. It's quite cantankerous at times, isn't it?
Yeah, he's quite contrary. Here is Romero, who made that swashbuckling run from centre-half into the inside left position, but wasn't fed by Maddison, who was better at the weekend after struggling a little bit on his return to first-team action after his injury. I think he struggled a little bit physically to get up into full speed, but was much better at the weekend. 22.5 minutes gone, so we played half of the first 45. It's Tottenham 0, Manchester City 0 on talkSPORT. And here is Vicario, the goalkeeper who's made a stunning save from Phil Foden already tonight. Dragusan, Porro, right side, trying to tuck the ball round the corner was Brennan Johnson. And Johnson sees it out of play over on the far side. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 0 on talkSPORT with Enterprise. Enterprise has 450 branches for all your business needs. Here's Vicario, edge of the 6-yard box, plays it out towards the near side. Dragusan goes on a run down the left-hand side. De Bruyne gets hold of it, but the tackle from Rodri was an illegal one. It's going to be a free kick halfway inside the Spurs half of the field. It's been a rather less chaotic start to the game than many of the matches that you see involving Tottenham Hotspur.
I was expecting City to dominate possession a little bit more, be on top a little bit more in this game. I think Spurs have acquitted themselves very, very well up to this point. Okay, there was that slice clearance from Højbjerg that Foden probably should have scored from. But apart from that, not been too much for Spurs to worry about.
Well, Spurs have had 61% of the ball so far, and that against Manchester City is unheard of. And they've played a really good ball down the left. Van de Beek looking to find Bentancur, who swings the ball to the far post. Arriving was Schultz on the edge of the area. Porro's got it, edge of the box, former City player. Tries to charge forward, stopped by Guardiola. And City bring it up towards the halfway line. 0-0 the score.
Again, good defending. Didn't dive in, just waited for Porro to try and decide what he was going to do. And in the end, almost had to stand still. Didn't buy the little dummy, walked away with the ball. Still waiting for City to play that ball over the top, whether that be a little ping diagonal.
So cagey, isn't it, at this moment in time?
Yeah, sometimes I thought City might be a little bit more on the front foot. I guess what they will try and do, they'll just keep, as they do so many times, they wear you down. They break you down mentally, pass after pass. The concentration levels you need to play against this City side are absolutely immense.
Might be why they've applied themselves in the manner they have so far. Romero with an outside of the right boot ball, which looked to side through the City defence. Son was off and running and ready to receive it, but Diaz managed to step in. Ball over the top, looking for Højlund. Dragusan steps in, rises, heads the ball clear. Again, now Tottenham have the ball. Right inside their own half, but with City now the high line that Spurs want to try and exploit. Floated over the top, doesn't reach the head of anyone apart from Diaz, who heads it into the path of Rodri. He wanders up towards the halfway line. It's almost a little bit like that Chelsea game where you're just waiting for that one key ball that breaches the lines of the defence, and you know that someone's going to get a chance sooner rather than later. Sarr plays it down the inside right channel, but it was too ambitious for Johnson, and easily into the arms of Edison away to our left-hand side. 0-0.
Yeah, City are probing, aren't they? They're Tottenham living on the edge, as they do, and you're right, City just looking for that one ball to release whoever it might be to get in behind that Spurs defence.
Porro far side, finding Johnson. Johnson back to Maddison. Maddison into Bentancur. Round the corner it goes from Porro. A nice cross from Johnson into the centre. Knocked away by Diaz. Not with much purpose, and it goes out the way for a corner. And they've had one or two little skirmishes inside
listen to the cheers.
opponent's half.
There you go. Look, they're cheering their team to a corner. They're willing them to score. They want them to score.
Well, no one's saying that everybody inside the stadium doesn't want them to play well. I think the point
there's a lot of people.
When you wake up tomorrow morning, how are you going to feel? I think that's probably more like it. Maddison picking the ball up edge of the penalty area. Ball sent back towards the midpoint of the Tottenham half. Back to Pedro Porro again, and this is a Spurs corner, by the way. And Spurs have taken this back towards the halfway line. Now they're building down the left-hand side. That just shows you how careful they're being at the moment in time. Careful because they don't want to overcommit. Careful because they don't want to invite Manchester City to hit them on the counter-attack. Careful because they know that if they are going to beat Manchester City again, for the 5th time in a row here, they're going to have to plot their way to success, Danny.
Maybe they need a set-piece coach for attacking set pieces as well. Maybe you can ask Ante afterwards.
Yeah, he likes that question.
I was going to say, yeah. You might get an Antonio Conte answer off the back of that.
To be fair, I almost got one at Newcastle the other week. Here is Pedro Porro on the right side. Nearly half an hour played. In the big match of the week, Tottenham against Manchester City, only on talkSPORT. Saturday, we'll have one playoff final for you, live on talkSPORT. You won't hear that anywhere else. And then Sunday, talkSPORT, talkSPORT 2, 4 games on the app. We've got every angle covered for you on the final day of the season, just as you would want us to. And then remember, the following week we've got the FA Cup final and the Championship playoff final, back-to-back, before the England internationals take centre stage ahead of Euro 2024. Which we're very excited to bring you here on talkSPORT. Every single one of the games is live across the network. Make sure you join us for that. Ball out over on the far side, just inside the Manchester City half of the field. Thrown into De Bruyne. Now a chance to turn and spread the play to the right. Silva speeds out towards the near touchline, just about keeps it in. He's halfway inside Tottenham territory. On the attack, guides it back to Walker. Infield it goes to Rodri. And further into Kovacic. Out wide towards the left-hand side in Gvardiol. He then guides it back to Akanji. Akanji now to Rodri. And then he nudges it all the way back to Diaz. There's still a slow pace about the City build-up. They're not snapping into gear just yet, but now they move with a little bit more purpose. And Silva finds De Bruyne in the area, but before he can reach it, the Uruguayan Bentancur pinches the ball, takes it to the touchline. It goes out of play and away for a throw-in. Tottenham Hotspur 0, Manchester City 0. The ladies' odds are available via Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Spurs to win at 5-1, City 9-4 on to win the game. The draw 19-5. It's all thanks to Ladbrokes. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Spurs doing well, working very, very hard. Every time there's a slight mistake or City look like they're going to get in down one of the sides, then someone's coming across and covering for them. You know, they're working incredibly hard, being very, very disciplined and stifling City at the moment.
And remember, Manchester City regained top spot in the Premier League briefly at the weekend. They hope if they get there tonight it will be longer lasting. And on the attack now, Haaland's won it back after City gifted it by Mickey van der Ven, who's playing in the unfamiliar left fullback role. He has played there before. He played there for Wolfsburg against Bochum back on the 23rd of April 2023. That was the last time he featured in that position from the start. He did play the last 15 minutes of the Burnley game in that zone after Oliver Skipp had to come off, filling in there for Destiny and Doggy, who's still out injured. And there's still quite a few Spurs players who are out injured. Richarlison and Basuma not available tonight. 60% possession for Tottenham after half an hour. Not something you hear of very often against Manchester City. Walker, back to Bernardo Silva, into Diaz on halfway, crowded out by Sarr and Son. This is very, very well coordinated Tottenham pressing.
And as I said, they'll want to get into the Champions League, or at least guarantee themselves a place in the Europa League. These players, will be going all out. Don't worry about that.
City just not quite at the races at this moment in time. Still 0-0. Here's Hotspur, edge of the centre circle, out wide towards the right. Johnson takes it on now. Infield it goes to Emil Hotspur once again. And he then sends it back to Dragisan. Again, slightly cautious from Spurs. Slow build-up play, out towards this left-hand side to Son, then back to halfway. Guardiola looking a little bit tense on the touchline, when doesn't he? Stroking his chin and watching on from the edge of the technical area. If the ball goes up towards the right-hand side, and then it sort of came back to Hotspur on the halfway line. He hit it first time when really he needed to take a little bit more care with the ball, and it goes back to Ederson away to our left-hand side. Are you surprised by the Spurs approach?
No. I always said the players will come out and do this. Players are selfish. Players will play for themselves, more than anything else. And I said they might be playing for new contracts, playing for a move, playing to get into the Champions League.
But this is more methodical, more thoughtful Tottenham than we've seen so far this season, which has almost been a little bit like, defend high up to the halfway line and then release the hounds.
But I think maybe the players will realise this is one of the best teams in the world. They won't want to get embarrassed in any way, shape or form because of that. And they know that if you go like that, City can rip you apart. And sometimes there's a little bit of a smokescreen when Ange talks about, I'm going to play one way no matter what.
Got a chance here. Son is at the back post, but Johnson is attacking down the right. He gets into the penalty area, tries to slide the ball through the 6-yard box. It's bobbled off the hands of Ederson, who goes out for a corner over on the far side. He wasn't sure-handed there, Ederson, and the ball came in from Johnson.
Not sure if it took a little deflection or he was just a little bit surprised. I think Brennan Johnson was trying to cross this. He goes past Guardiola. I think he is. I think he's trying to whip this across goal. Doesn't quite get it right. Yeah, there's a slight deflection.
And that's what outfoxes Ederson. He just sort of came into his chest very quickly, closed his arms together, couldn't quite hold on to it, and it spilled behind and away for a corner. Taken on the far side by Maddison, in towards Romero. There's a bit of confusion inside the box. Son gets a volley, but he miscues it. It squeezes out to the far side, and then De Bruyne puts it out off Maddison, and it goes out for a goal kick. He's not happy about that. Maddison believes that the final touch was off the Belgian.
I would have given a corner if I'm honest. I know we're a long, long way away. But it looked like the way that De Bruyne steamed out to that. From here it looked like a corner. We get a replay of it. It's a corner.
Definitely a corner. And you can hear the geezer behind us who's watching at the monitor, and they're all good. It was definitely a corner, yeah, you're right. The boys behind trying to look over at our monitors when they saw the decision that had been made by the assistant on the far side, and Chris Kavanagh was the wrong one. Either way, City have the ball with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Well won by Porro halfway from Foden. Lovely ball into Son. Now a chance to attack. He's got numbers over on the right-hand side. One of those is Pedro Porro. Sarr is waiting in the centre. The ball delivered into the box. Not a great one from Pedro Porro. Easily defended by Rodri, who was stationed perfectly. What a ridiculous tackle by Bentancur.
That's the second one as well.
On Foden. And he's going to be booked for that. The ball's back in Tottenham Hotspur's favour. Foden is up and moving. They want to play on, but there's no doubt that Bentancur is going to get booked as soon as this game stops, because it was just a stupid challenge.
Right, now, if the referee is sensible and had a bit of game management about him, Phil Foden got up and was really angry because he was sprinting off. The referee should have just quickly got near Foden and said, look, I'm going to book him. I played an advantage, because Phil Foden didn't see that, and he's angry. And because he's angry, he can't get himself booked. So the referee has to manage that situation a little bit better.
It's a really poor, unnecessary challenge.
And it's his second or third one, isn't it?
The ball's out of play now. The referee's going to stop the game. He's going over to Bentancur, and there's a yellow card. I think we all knew that was coming. 10 minutes before half-time. Well, Manchester City haven't had much time to rest. They've had to use their legs wisely. Their intense league clashes have been sandwiched between that Champions League clash with Real Madrid, which was taxing both emotionally and mentally and physically as well going into penalties. They have remained pretty ruthless and focused in the last few matches. They've won the last 3 Premier League away games without conceding. And their recent performances against Brighton, Wolves and Fulham have been a merciless show of strength. But they haven't been as smothering as they were at Fulham on Saturday here tonight. In fact, they've had less of the ball tonight than Tottenham Hotspur so far.
Do you not think this is pretty much sums up City's season though? They've not been sparkling all season, have they? It's been more attritional. we know they play fantastic football, but I think we're used to them absolutely annihilating teams, destroying teams very, very easily. A lot of their goals have come later on in games as other teams have got tired.
But Dan, they haven't lost a game in 90 minutes
no, I know.
December the 6th.
I get that, but when you look at the City team and the way they've played this season, from what we've come to expect...
I think that was certainly true in the first 6 months of the season, yes. I think in the second half of the season they've been more like their old self.
But I don't feel that they're still not blowing teams away early on like they used to.
No, I mean, they did that when we were down at Brighton the other week. I think they probably could say they did that against Fulham on Saturday. But this is a big game, isn't it, against an opponent who's certainly got a point to prove, it feels. And Tottenham won the ball back high inside opposition territory. Lovely reverse ball into Hojbjerg from Maddison, who falls over as he's challenged by Walker, and his cross dribbles into the arms of Ederson.
He was waiting for a foul, he was waiting for some contact. He realised he had no chance of outpacing Kyle Walker, and just thought, if I'm clever, I might get a foul. It wasn't quite clever enough.
38 minutes on the clock. Knight starting to defend on Tottenham Hotspur.
One shot so far. Just a Phil Foden one on target.
So far, just the one shot on target, saved by Vicario. That brilliant save by Vicario, whose shot percentage ratio actually dipped quite markedly after that first 10 games of the season. He went from 78% shot percentage saved down to 58%. Good football by Manchester City. Kovacic works it wide, out to the left where Guardiola picks it up, then chips it to the far side of the area. Silva takes it on, goes down the outside, then waits, goes back to Walker, who's 6 yards outside the box. Lovely cross to Guardiola again, and he volleys the ball over the top of the bar when Haaland was waiting in the centre. And you just wonder whether or not, despite his recent goal-scoring record, which is nothing short of amazing really, 5 in his last 7 appearances, Guardiola, whether or not he should have centred that ball into Haaland, who was free inside the 6-yard box.
So, I mean, he scored a couple of goals, now he thinks he's centre-back forward. That's his problem. I mean, he should have squared that. Erling Haaland would have been an absolute tap-in. A little bit like the Villa one should have been last night, which was just one of the misses. It was up there with Ronnie Rosenthal, wasn't it?
It was Diego Carlos,
unbelievable. I mean, he got his feet all a yard out. Not very often that you see that. But just, yeah, at the back post there, it's a difficult skill to have an inside soft volley into the far corner. If he just pulled it back, Erling Haaland had a tap-in header.
Yeah, if you do, by the way, want a brief moment of levity, then don't be afraid to put YouTube on and watch the talkSPORT watch-along as you're listening to our commentary. Even if it's just to look at Jamie O'Hara in a Manchester City shirt. Don't ask me what that's all about. The Sports Bar, which Jamie will be a part of as well, is open for business from 10 o'clock tonight. 03717 2233 44, and he'll be alongside Jason Cundy. Here is Walker on halfway. A game of very few incidents and a lot of caginess, given away by Diaz, but he was under pressure from Sarr, and that was illegal pressure, according to Kavanagh, the referee, and it's a free kick to short the halfway line. At the moment, by the way, remember in Scotland, Celtic are about to win the title. They're 45 minutes away from winning the title because Rangers are not winning their home game against Dundee. Here, at the moment, if it stays like this, it will be in Arsenal's hands on Sunday, the final day of the season. Because at this moment in time, a draw means that going into the final day of the league season, will be in a scenario where the table says at the top, Arsenal, 86 points. Second, Manchester City, 86 points, but the goal difference will be superior in Arsenal's favour by 3. That's if it stays like this. We shall see. 5 minutes to go before half-time. Bernardo Silva forward into the centre circle. Ball chucked into space for De Bruyne to chase, but Dragosan's going to mop that up.
City just seem a little edgy, would you say, at the moment?
Yeah.
Not quite
Absolutely.
is it? Not at their silky best. There's some good stuff in and around the midfield. Very, very surprised they've not played some balls in behind. Van der Ven has played well at left back. He's done exactly the right thing. He knows Bernardo Silva wants to come inside, so he said, oh, OK, I'll try and stop that. If you want to go past me, he's quite happy to have a race down the line. No surprise there.
There's a tentativeness about them.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Might not be now, because Phil Foden has been fouled over on the far side by Pedro Porro, and that's generated a free kick, a set piece. And we know the prowess that City possess from such dead ball situations, and we know how vulnerable Spurs are. They've conceded more set piece goals than anybody else this season in the Premier League. And surely after all the hard work that they've done just before half-time, Dan, the last thing they'll want to do is concede here.
And City are a big side as well. You know, I mean, people forget that. You know, Rodri, Akanji, Haaland, Diaz, Guardiola, they're all big lads, good headers of the ball.
And standing over it, the man with more assists in all competitions this season than any Premier League player, Kevin De Bruyne. He missed half the season as well. He steps up, right-footed, and will send it into the back edge of the penalty area. Vicario comes, stretches his arms into the sky, and does very well to catch it. No such problems from that dead ball.
But why roll it out so quickly and put your players under pressure?
It's a great question, because he certainly has done that. Van der Ven has dealt with it. Maddison has too. He's twisted back inside under pressure from Rodri, though. Then fed Bentancur. The press is on from Manchester City, but Spurs have done very well to get out of it. And Son plays it down the left. Bentancur now with a chance to break. Van der Ven's down the left if he can find him. It's a poor ball by Bentancur. He was trying for Johnson. It was 4-on-2 in Tottenham's favour, and they've lost the ball. And now in transition, Manchester City are on the charge. Silva on the right side. Left-footed ball takes a deflection and bounces into the arms of Vicario. Well, that's about as end-to-end as it's got so far tonight.
Just goes to show how quickly a game can almost change in that instance. Spurs on the attack, 4-on-3 I think at one stage. Wrong decision made, poor pass, and suddenly City on the attack at the other end. Bernardo Silva in acres of space, cutting inside, didn't quite get his cross right, and the deflection took it very, very easy to Vicario's arms.
You've got to make the most of those moments if you're Tottenham, haven't you? You get into that situation,
definitely.
You've got options left and right, you've got to pick the right pass, and Bentancur didn't do that.
And that's the skill. Half the time is not, do these players have the ability to do it? Of course they do. It's about picking the right decision under pressure. That's where the real skill comes in.
Now, Rodrigo Bentancur, who was booked for a City challenge, has just waited a big opportunity. And now Manchester City come down the other end with Guardiola on the left-hand side. Into the area he goes, fed by Haaland, goes back to Kovacic. Again now, a bit more tentative again from Manchester City, and then Rodri just elevates the ball out of play, midway inside the Tottenham half, just straight out on the far side and away for a Tottenham throw-in. That kind of sums up Manchester City's first half performance.
Yeah, a little bit disjointed. Just see Pep on the monitor, sort of just slumped back into his chair thinking, what's going on?
Here's Rodri taking things by the scruff of the neck. The ball spills after a challenge with Hotspur into the path of De Bruyne. Down the left to Foden. Foden into the box. Comes to Haaland. Blocked by Van der Ven. Here is Silva. Blocked by Dragosan. I mean, they're taking the applause. It wouldn't have counted anyway because the offside flag was up. That was a brilliant block from Dragosan, who cheered that like he just scored the winner in the Champions League final.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it? He just stood there and went, I will not be beaten, and it smacked him in the head. I mean, we're just... Well, I tell you what, it's tight as well. Maybe just an arm. But what a block. Stands his ground. Bernardo Silva just looking to bend it into the far corner.
It was a brilliant reaction from Dragosan, who looked like a samurai warrior defending the castle as he nodded the ball over the top and out for a corner, which never came anywhere because of the offside flag. And stoppage time hasn't come because there hasn't been anywhere near the kind of action that you would have thought from a Spurs-Manchester City game that could end up deciding the title. Manchester City know if they falter on Sunday, Arsenal will hold the title in their hands. And right now, City not quite at it and not able to get the better of Tottenham Hotspur. It's Tottenham 0, Manchester City 0.
Well, Manchester City were particularly good, I don't think, in that first half. We'll talk more about that in a moment with Danny Mills, but there's a goal in the second half at Ibrox. David Tanner.
And Rangers, Adrian, have pulled it back. It's Rangers 2, Dundee 2 after 53 minutes. Todd Cantwell crossed it from the left, and there was Cyril Dessiers at the back post with a glancing header. So Rangers 2, Dundee 2.
Could all be academic. Celtic tomorrow need a point to take the title. Listen, Danny Mills, I don't think that's been particularly good from either side, really. It's a different Spurs. It's a bit of a weird one from Manchester City's point of view. But for a few flashes from Phil Foden in that first half, it feels to me like City have been fairly limited in their ideas and pretty clueless how to break Spurs down, really.
Can't agree more. They've been off it. Yeah, simple as that. And the Foden's genius, if you like, has been in the middle third. Hasn't been in the final third, has it? I mean, the chance that he probably should have done a little bit better with wasn't really any of his creation. It was a wild slice by Højbjerg that afforded that opportunity.
Good assist from Højbjerg. He got the visit from the Spurs fans.
Yeah. City, they've been a bit blunt, a bit toothless, you know, so far. They haven't really been on the front foot.
Or, I love playing Roberto, Pep Guardiola style, where he kind of teases things out and plays out a little bit at time, lulls Spurs into a bit of a false sense of security, and then does something, switches something. You know, they did have to take it, they switch something, do something in the second half that Spurs simply can't cope with. Or are we?
It's brave, I'd rather be too up.
Yeah, I think we're being too respectful of Manchester City, really. It genuinely, to me, looks like they've not been on it at all today. One thing that's intrigued me is Bentancur. He's stamped on Phil Foden's foot, got away with that one, that free kick they got, no booking for that one. They sliced him in half, in the Man City half, got a yellow card for that one. It's almost like Arteta's giving him a team talk tonight, Bentancur. He's living dangerously, but they're targeting Phil Foden, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, because Phil Foden talked about it, he's incredible at finding the spaces, getting on in between the lines on the half turn, and his first thought is, can I go forward? I'll let the ball run across me, I'll take it with my back foot, can I pass the ball forward? Can I run forward? Can I make something happen? And that's what all the best players do. It has to be your first thought. Can I go forward? Too many players play safe, pass it backwards. They've got great stats, didn't give the ball away, you know, 99% success rate, yeah. Because 99% of those passes were backwards, simple as that. Phil Foden gets on the half turn, takes risks. We just need to see a little bit more movement from City. There's been none of that movement really in behind. No sort of third man running, deep midfielders running in behind. I think City will have to change it at half time.
They've got to do something different, otherwise it's going to end 0-0, which is no good for Spurs, no good for Man City, but it's brilliant for Arsenal, who must be delighted at half time watching this. You talked halfway through the first half about the crowd really behind Spurs. They were singing a song which they can get away with on a night like tonight, which was Stand Up If You Hate Arsenal. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But I made you right what you said. Behind us, there's a Van der Ven challenge on Haaland. He got the better of Haaland. The fans behind us were up out their seats and applauding. They loved it.
They've applauded every defensive tackle, every clearance. Every time they've gone forward, they've cheered and they've celebrated corners and they've clapped. It's a better atmosphere than I thought it was going to be, and probably most of us thought it was going to be. I think maybe a few of us think it might be a little bit muted, it might be a little bit weird this evening. I think it's been fairly normal, to be honest.
I think that, I still believe what I said at the start, that in the moment, you can't help, because it's inside your heart and soul.
Yeah, I get that.
You can't help but want your team to do well. If you stop a great player like Haaland, or if you score against a great team like City, if you beat a great team like City, then you want to celebrate that moment. The consequences of it will come afterwards, and there may well be some repercussions that it's a bit like a hangover. Do you know what I mean? On the night you're having a great time, next morning you'll think,
but the thing is, there's still one game to go, so this is not definitive.
It kind of is though. City are under West Ham, who, listen, who knows what might happen. You're expecting them with Arsenal at home to Everton. Come on. It's definitive. Tonight is it.
Sean Dyche has got the tracksuit out.
He has got the tracksuit out.
Manager of the month. Oh yeah, that means you lose, doesn't it? After you get rid of that.
Won straight after he got it.
So well, there you go then.
They're on a great run. There's no doubt about it. You can't take them lightly, but you would expect Arsenal to.
Of course, but again, we would expect City to be much better edition. We would, but there's a game by
here's something we've missed it very quickly. This is City coming away to a team that's fit, fighting for fourth. It's not like they're coming away to an injury-hit Wolves or Sheffield United. This was always, in the calendar of the season, this was always going to be a tough game, and so it proves.
Yeah, it is. But equally, the two last games of the season, you never quite know what's going to happen, because sometimes players play with a bit of freedom. They have that, doesn't matter now, shackles are off. We can go and enjoy it, we can play football, we can take a few more risks. We've got confidence, nothing to lose attitude. And that can derail some teams. It can go the other way, and people go, and that's when people will say, oh, they're on the beach, flip-flops are on, the speedos are on, whatever, and you get heavily beaten. But we've also seen it the other way around, where suddenly a team goes, where did that performance come from? Because suddenly there's no pressure. And it's a bit like sometimes when you see a team 3-0 down, and they come out in the second half and amazing. Well, yeah, because all the pressure's gone. It's a lot harder to play at 0-0 than it is at 3-0 down, trust me.
Daniel's in speedos. I want that image out of my head.
Not me. Players, I said. Players.
The idea of speedos came to your head, so it's in your head already.
Well, in this day and age, these players, they wear the little short things, don't they, or whatever. I'm pretty sure there's a few Italian players out there wearing them.
Quite possibly. We'll move on, shall we? You're listening to Kick-Off on talkSPORT with Lambrous. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+ BeGambleAware.org. It is Spurs 0, Man City 0, and Arsenal are quite happy with that.
McDonald's are making small improvements to our classic burgers. They're now 100% British and Irish beef patties, so they're even juicier. And we're serving them hotter. Toasted cheese, all in new toastier buns. The classics, now a little more Comparison with prior classic burgers, served after 11 a.m, subject to availability.
Kick-Off on talkSPORT with Lambrous. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+ BeGambleAware.org.
Who are you going for in the racing today? McFavorite. And tomorrow? McFavorite. And the next day? McFavorite. The Sun's horse racing pullout, The Favourite, is now in the paper 7 days a week. Yes, that's right. Every single day. Bringing you even more top tips, more form guides, more race cards, and all the colours and silks. Get your favourite pullout every day in the Sun. The home of racing.
We all fantasise about our perfect home. Watching the big game, cozied up in the snow. Balmy summer nights with the kids playing on the lawn. But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of June 2022 and 30th of September 2022 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
When it's lunch o'clock, I just eat the tortilla naked burrito bowl.
Oh, I didn't know you could get those.
There's a lot you don't know, dear.
No, I mean, that shirt's not coming back into fashion anytime soon.
Touché.
Get tortilla, Subway, Pret, and more delivered. For lunch and everything else.
Did somebody say just please?
Charges apply. Check available restaurants in your area and opening times on justmeat.co.uk for details.
Whether you're drilling or decorating, get the job done with Big Spring offers on trade essentials at Screwfix. Upgrade your kit and save £10 on the DeWalt brushless cordless combi drill. Now only $159.99. And get rolling on those paint jobs with 2 for £26 on 10-litre Fortress Trade contract matte paint. Shop Spring offers now on the app at screwfix.com or in store.
Delivery fees may apply. Prices valid until at least June 2nd, subject to availability. See screwfix.com for full T's and C's.
There will be 14 minutes of extra time.
With Betfair's 90-minute payout, you don't have to wait for the final whistle to celebrate, because your winning bet will be paid out in full at 90 minutes. Betfair. Applies to match odds 90 market or markets with a 90 icon. Sportsbook exclusive. Terms and conditions apply. 18+ BeGambleAware.org. Kick off
on talkSPORT with Now. Stream all the Sky Sports action like Tottenham versus Man City live today, contract free with a Now Sports membership. Search Now Sports 18 plus, stream our internet, terms apply.
Feel the full force of football.
And we've got something special for you.
Kick off live.
What a great bit of play
on talkSPORT.
Live at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it's half-time. It's Spurs 0, Manchester City 0. As it stands, Arsenal will be in control of the title going into the final day of the season. Just one shot on target from Manchester City in that first half. Let's get the half-time odds with Ladbrokes.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus BGamblerWare.org.
So 0-0, Spurs are 19-4 to win. City are 5-3 on. The draw's 14-5. Foden to score the first goal was 5-1. Vin Price boosted that to 6-1. Kevin De Bruyne to score any time was 5-2. It's now 11-4. That's the latest odds with Ladbrokes. 18 plus BGamblerWare.org.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus BGamblerWare.org.
Let's bring back in our celebrity Spurs fan, game day goddess, Reshmi Chowdhury. You're laughing now. Are you unhappy that it's Spurs 0, Man City 0?
No, I'm not. I did find myself in certain moments sort of applauding my team and I thought, oh, am I? Yeah, I am. But only because it's safe at the moment. It's just about safe. It's a really strange one. I'm absolutely conflicted. It's funny because when I look at the big picture, if I was looking from the point of view of, as I say, like a normal human, not the tribal view, I would say, look, get into the top four, get the budget, build the team, and try and compete with the likes of Arsenal. But because I literally bring it down to the level of a football fan, I can't do that. I can't look at that, and I'm really sort of hoping for something positive for us and as fans.
Reshmi Chowdhury admitting she's not a normal human being is made up nights.
God's off and on. That's right.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, are you hoping for like a disastrous VAR decision so you can sort of go away guilt-free?
Yeah, that's actually quite a good way of looking at it. I don't want us to get thumped, but I do think, it's something you said, and we were discussing it here as well, that, Adrian, that I think Pep is going to turn the screw in the second half. This is not going to continue like this. Tottenham do not have this level of possession. City don't give up that level of possession. I do think something's going to change, and I do think they will score, because they should score with the players that they have. We have had half chances. We're really missing something in that final third, so I see City scoring, and as long as we don't get absolutely thumped, I think I'm okay with that.
It was a miraculous save from Vicario. What was going through your heart and mind?
Yeah, it was one of the, and Dragiston, I mean, it was offside, but when Dragiston did that, I thought, oh, all right, come on then. And yeah, Vicario, I was all right with it.
But you were also all right when Phil Foden, the ball was right in front of him, he was about to score. You were okay with that too, weren't you?
I'm all right with all of it at the moment.
Are you been surprised with there was an early chant, a loud chant of stand up again Arsenal. You stayed sat down, I was surprised.
No, I'm professional.
In your mind you stood up, yeah. I'll finish this question in a second. Let's go to Ibrox. Another goal there, David Tanner.
65 minutes gone and Rangers are ahead for the first time in this game. It's Rangers 3, Dundee 2, and it is a spectacular goal scored by Todd Cantwell from the right wing. Was it a cross? Was it a shot? Difficult one. It went into the top corner anyway. As it stands, Celtic will have to wait until tomorrow to clinch the title, because it's Rangers 3, Dundee 2.
Rangers were just teasing, weren't they? Are you surprised by the crowd's reaction here at Tottenham, Reshmi?
Yeah, I am. I think that it was about a half an hour mark, or maybe just a bit later, where I felt like there was just a bit more atmosphere. But otherwise, it feels like an exhibition match. It doesn't feel like we're all here supporting our team. It's a very, very strange one. I think as long as we give a good account of ourselves, as long as we're not completely battered, I'm all right with,
The huge stand away to our right normally is very loud. And,
always.
Yeah, and it's just not been like that tonight.
No, and I feel like it's going to carry on like that. I feel like it is. Like I said, there was that one moment during the time where some of the fans behind us were going, oh, Spurs, and there was a bit more atmosphere, but otherwise it's been completely subdued. It's a very, very strange night.
Fans now. It's only live in the library.
It's just a weird night.
It's a weird night, because it's been billed, isn't it? As what, you know, this huge game, but
And you wonder why they say football fans are fickle.
We are. We all are we not?
You know what, Danny, you're out of order because footballers, football clubs, football teams do things to football fans that shouldn't be legal. It's not right what you lot do. The emotions you put us through.
It's all our fault. It's your fault.
I'm blaming you. Reshman,
Created the monster.
try to stay calm.
I will, thank you.
Don't storm out if it all goes right for Spurs, okay?
Okay.
Let's enjoy the
Do
moment.
my best.
They're back out. They're both in a huddle at this moment in time. I'd love to know what's going on in both those huddles. In the Spurs one, they're saying, listen, we don't want Arsenal winning the title. Just ease off a little bit, will you? Stop making good saves, Vicario. City still in their huddle as Spurs break. Let's bring you the second half. At the moment, Arsenal are in control. Spurs are the only side in the top 7 divisions in England who haven't had a home draw this season. Is that about to end? And will that be in Arsenal's favour? They're loving it right now, the Gunners. City break from their huddle. Let's get the second half. On talkSPORT, live and exclusive. Spurs 0, City 0 is Danny Mills and Sam Ashby.
They've also scored in every single home game as well, Adrian. They haven't done that yet tonight. It is an extraordinary thing that Manchester City have lost all 4 of their Premier League games at this stadium. This wonderful, resplendent bowl, which has 3 tiers on 3 sides, and then that raking south stand away to our right, which, I've got to be honest, like the rest of the stadium, isn't really full for the second half as we get off and underway. With Tottenham Hotspur in white shirts, white shorts and socks attacking the goal away to our right. In front of that south stand that usually provides so much noise. City in that dark kit with a luminous blue and pink trim attacking the goal away to our left. And Kevin De Bruyne trying to attack, getting up to Dragosan, who plays it against it, goes out for a goal kick away to our left. Yeah, I mean, it is extraordinary, isn't it? They haven't scored a single goal here before tonight in the Premier League. They've lost each of their last 6 Premier League away games against Tottenham, also losing their final 2 Premier League games at White Hart Lane in Tottenham. However, they did win both their Premier League visits to Wembley when Tottenham played their home games there. But scenarios like this on tenterhooks at the end of the season with all to play for don't always bring the best out of everyone. Here's De Bruyne trying to shoot from the edge of the area off the Tottenham play out, and it's saved by Vicario away to the left-hand side. What a mess that was by Tottenham, giving the ball away to De Bruyne of all people on the edge of the penalty area, and he spun very quickly, turned shot, and Vicario had to make a super save down to his left-hand side. Højbjerg's ball too loose, gave it almost straight to Akanji on the far side. He centred it towards De Bruyne at the edge of the box. He turned very quickly, rifled the shot goal as it was saved.
That's a great save. I think it's better than superb. It's absolutely magnificent. Comes to Kevin De Bruyne, probably 15 yards from goal. On the turn, as it's bouncing, smashes it goalwards. Probably about a yard and a half inside the post. It's a magnificent left hand. Really strong, powerful. A lot of goalkeepers, I think that would have bent their hand back, still gone into the back of the net.
Yeah, it's a slightly iffy situation for Vicario, and he had to come to Spurs' rescue there after Højbjerg had basically orchestrated the City attack with a poor ball out towards his near side.
It's the second time he's done that.
Here is Bernardo Silva moving up inside the Tottenham half of the field. It's been basically exclusively Manchester City's ball at the start of the second half. We played 2.5 minutes on talkSPORT. Here is Kovacic just over halfway, feeding it into Foden. Foden just left of centre. Finds Vardy. I'll go through the 2-11s for you in just a second. Kovacic back in field, finding Akanji. Akanji to Diaz, and Diaz with his hand in a bandage clips the ball out towards the far side, high into the air, chested down well by Walker. Walker swishes it back to Silva midway inside the Tottenham half of the field. 0-0 the score. 55% possession for Tottenham in that first half. Foden's made a run into the box, and searching for him was De Bruyne. Brilliant ball into the box, which he couldn't quite get on the end of, and then Pedro Porro allows it to run across his body, and now Hotspur making a charge forward. He is inside the opponent's half with just Diaz to beat really, but he just held up the play, waited for Johnson. Johnson arrives, Son gets to the near post, tries to suck it past the goalkeeper, saved by Ederson. Good save as well by Ederson. Didn't really have the kind of focus and laser-like precision on the ball that maybe Son would have wanted, but it was still a chance, a half chance for Tottenham.
It's a difficult one for Son. He's well beyond the near post, about a yard away from the 6-yard box, and the goalkeeper's come out as well. So all he can do is try and dink the ball over the goalkeeper as it's coming across him. It's a really difficult skill to be able to do that. Goalkeeper Edison spread himself well, blocked it.
Yeah, very good move by Tottenham. But Son always going to find that a little bit difficult to take in, turn and shoot in such a tight space. And Tottenham Hotspur find themselves in a situation where maybe they, if Edison and his teammates, Manchester City can dominate possession now, they can have a few opportunities on the counter-attack. And I think, Danny, that might suit them actually. Tottenham Hotspur in transition, trying to get in behind the Manchester City defence.
We talked about that at the start, didn't we? You know, how are Tottenham going to score? How are Tottenham going to, be in this game? If City have dominated possession, there's a great opportunity always with the pace that they have in Brennan Johnson and Son on the left-hand side to break and use that pace to counter-attack. And I think as City get more and more restless, not panicking, I don't think they'll panic, but they will get a little bit nervous and they start to push forward. If it stays at 0-0, there's always that opportunity to even more to hit them on the counter-attack.
Spurs with Vicario in goal, right back at Porro, Romero, Jackson, Van der Ven at left back tonight. In midfield of Pape Sarr, Højbjerg and Bentancur. Maddison as the false 9, Son on the left and Johnson on the right. On the attack with Son, edge of the area, right-footed shot which is blocked by Ruben Diaz, never going to trouble him from that sort of range. Easily fended away by the Portuguese defender, and it goes up to halfway. Manchester City have got Edison in goal, Walker, Diaz, Akanji and Gvardiol, Rodri and Kovacic in midfield, with Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne and Foden behind Haaland in attack. And here is Foden down the left side, winning the ball, centering it towards Haaland. Oh, missed by Dragusin and Van der Ven, and De Bruyne goes out to the far side of the penalty area. Back into De Bruyne, bit of space. Here's Haaland to tap it home and in. 4 yards out, an easy finish, well constructed, terribly defended. De Bruyne to Haaland, and City inch closer to history. Take a stride towards the top of the Premier League and take the lead in North London. 51 minutes gone, Spurs 0, Manchester City 1 in the winningest game of the season.
Well, the finish is a simple tap-in for Erling Haaland in the end, but it's a much, much better goal than that. Foden did brilliantly down the left-hand side, breaks away. Bentancur can't take him out, can't make that foul, and it comes across. Haaland left the first one, then De Bruyne missed it, and a great little ball in behind. Kevin De Bruyne drives it across the 6-yard box, across the face of goal, 2 yards out, and Erling Haaland's there. No Douglas Luiz moment for him. A simple tap-in at the far post, doesn't miss them.
Well, no one of the Spurs persuasion celebrated in here, did they?
No, I didn't see that. Certainly Rashford didn't jump up and down.
No. It was all very conservative. But it is a crucial goal.
Sorry, Adrian just corrected me. Diego Carlos, not Douglas Luiz. Apologies to him.
Yeah, it was Diego Carlos last night who...
Diego Carlos is probably quite pleased I got it wrong.
A similar sort of range. But Haaland doesn't miss from there. Goal 37 of the season. Is that the goal that puts them in control of the Premier League title race once more? Some would argue they were already and always going to be in control of it. They've scored now 54 goals in the second half of games, the joint most with Liverpool ahead of this week. Now it's more than Liverpool. Liverpool have been so good in the second half of football matches, but City are even better than that. And Spurs fans now, a few of them, singing "Are You Watching Arsenal?" And I'm sure Arteta has thrown that Tottenham scarf that he was wearing whilst he was eating his Dominoes and watching the feed live. And listening to talkSPORT. There's a bit of a collision on the halfway line, and Chris Kavanagh's got to have a word with Son just to temper the enthusiasm here. But it's 1-0 to Manchester City. And Spurs, for all their enterprising play and careful, methodical approach to the football match in the first half, undone very quickly in the second, and it was a little bit too easy, I think.
Well, you say that, Sam, but simplicity is genius sometimes in football. You know, it's good play. Foden did great down the left-hand side, the cross. Erling Haaland left the first one because he knew he couldn't get it, and he knew there was players behind him. And then down the far side, De Bruyne just slipped in behind the fullback, and he doesn't overhit it, he just rolls it across the face of goal, knowing that someone's going to be there. Erling Haaland's there, of course, with a simple 2-yard tapping. So it looks very, very simple, but it's crafted. They work on that time and time again.
Well, best laid plans and all that. Tottenham Hotspur's best laid plans for the kick. Manchester City outplayed. They didn't manage to do that. And Bentancur, who didn't make that tackle, couldn't make that tackle because of the booking, has been dragged off immediately by Ange Postecoglou to be replaced by Rodrigo Bentancur. And the approach has got to change now for Tottenham, because they know that, you know, forget Arsenal, they've got Champions League football on the line here.
Yeah, so tweaking formation as well. Looks like Kulusevski has gone up front as the centre forward, and Maddison's just dropped in behind.
Kulusevski on for Tottenham Hotspur. On the attack on the near side, the Swede, and the ball has been well dealt with by Akanji, who gets it back to his goalkeeper. I've just seen a brief video of Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy doing the Poznan in the face of Perry Groves on the watch-along. Not even Noel Gallagher gets involved in that. Here is Bruno.
He's got a bit more class, that's why.
That bunch of entertainers is on the sports bar tonight. 03717223344 if you want to make your call. Spurs 0, Manchester City 1. When the Spurs go marching in, look at Bentancur, furious with himself, furious with the result. He's gone over to the bench, he's kicked the seat that he's sitting in.
That's a red card.
Karate kicked the seat, kicked away a bottle. Absolutely furious, Bentancur.
That's GBH on a bucket seat, that is.
Someone's got a face of that.
That's two two-footed tackles and a throw of a water bottle.
It was a bit strange, wasn't it?
Well, he couldn't make that tackle on Phil Foden because he'd got booked again and would have been sent off.
Spurs have won it inside Manchester City's half. 1-0. White's 1-0. There's still opportunities. Opportunities for Spurs, opportunities maybe for Arsenal, really, as De Bruyne goes down under a late challenge.
Oh, he's gone on his back badly.
Oh, he's gone, and he's hurt something. He's screaming. I don't know what happened there, but he was tugged back.
I don't think that's the foul. I think he's fallen awkwardly.
Yeah. Hotspur sort of tugged him back and brought him down, and then as he fell, he was writhing around in agony.
I can't believe the referee hasn't. Oh no, he's still on his ankle. He's still on his. He doesn't mean it. It's inadvertent. But as he just goes to plant his foot, he stands on the back of his heel, catches his Achilles.
Oh, that's painful.
Studs right down there. He doesn't mean it. Why does the referee wait? He's rolling around in agony. He's clearly hurt. Get the physios on immediately.
Well, they're having a look at it, I think, on the VAR.
It's an accident, Sam. It's an accident. It's not a red card in any way, shape or form. He's not even looking at the player. The ball's ahead of him. He's looking at the ball. It's definitely not a red card.
Well, we're getting a replay of the goal.
See how...
And I've got her off the
Haaland just...
I know, but I've got
deliberately misses that.
Starts with a missed tackle by Romero on halfway. Then it goes down the left-hand side. They failed to deal with the cross, which travels past everybody. And I mentioned it in commentary. Went past everyone's head. And then it was only De Bruyne that was alive to the situation, recycled it, pulled it through the 6-yard box, and he's standing there. I'm sorry, Danny. Simplicity-wise would be brilliant. But defending-wise, that's just not good enough, is it, at this level?
It isn't, but it's still a very, very good move.
And after doing so well for 55 minutes, how is it that you can see the goal like that, where you're just guilty of switching off?
And because that's what happens. When the concentration levels are so high, and you're having to be so on it, it takes one moment for a team this good to break you down. That's all it is, it's that one moment. And that's what City are good at. When you relax, when you switch off for that split second, boom, City score.
Well, the Arsenal fans won't like it. I'm not sure the Tottenham fans will like it that much when they look back at the defending, but the City fans are loving it. No chance of a late train back to Manchester tonight, so I'm afraid it's going to be staying over or getting the coaches back. But if they're taking 3 points back to Manchester tonight, that will be one hell of a journey. I think they'll enjoy themselves. It will mean that on the final day of the season, everything will be in City's hands, not Arsenal now. City 88 points, Arsenal 86. Arsenal will have to beat Everton and hope that City don't win their final game at home against West Ham. We will have one on talkSPORT, one on talkSPORT 2, 4 on the talkSPORT app as the final day unfolds on the biggest sports radio station in the world.
Was it West Ham that caused the upset when Blackburn won the title?
It was, and it was Ludek McCloskey, the West Ham goalkeeper, who had an absolute blinder.
There you go, you see. Strange things happen last games of the season.
Against Manchester United at Upton Park. Manchester United wearing, I think, a black kit that day. And it was Ludek McCloskey's finest hour. Pep's unhappy. I think he's unhappy with the challenge by Sarr on Kevin De Bruyne. We're just about to come away against that,
wasn't it? I mean, he's looking.
Well, you tell me.
He's looking down the pitch at the ball, which is away, and therefore he's not looking at Kevin De Bruyne, and he plants his foot and he catches him. It's a painful one, it's a sore one, but it's completely accidental.
After the goal, by the way, a couple of Spurs fans tried to do the Poznan in here. It didn't catch on. Here is Maddison down the left, trying to get around the outside, produces a cross, takes a deflection, goes behind, and it's out for a corner to Spurs.
Well, it's raised the atmosphere, isn't it, here? Which is a bit strange, really.
Well, if he stays like this, Tottenham won't be able to get Champions League football. And Manchester City will have it in their own hands on Sunday. They'll just need to win against West Ham to win a 4th successive title. Unless Maddison, with a corner far side, 61 minutes on the clock, aiming towards the near post, flicked away by Walker, out of the penalty area on the other side it goes. Dragosan will try to recycle it. Back to Højbjerg, edge of the area, waiting for it was Kulusevski, gets hold of it, left-footed delivery, in towards the far post. Romero collides with Ederson. Well, it wasn't 50-50, it was 70-30 in the goalkeeper's favour, and Romero's gone straight in on him, and Ederson needs treatment. Even Romero actually is a little bit concerned about Ederson.
Yeah, I think he's got a right to go for it though. I don't think there's any particular malice in that. It's an in-swinger to the far post. He's in that position. He's a fraction late. That's all it is. I think he has every right to go for the ball. Ederson's just a bit too quick, gets there first. It's a collision, it happens.
I don't think the Manchester City bench agree with you there. I think they think that was a overreach by Christian Romero, who went steaming on the goalkeeper. I mean, it was a brilliant ball in from Kulusevski, maybe just a little bit too close to the goalkeeper. He was always the big favourite for it, Danny, wasn't he?
Yeah, but there's fractions in it. You know, I think when we see it on the replay, you'll probably see that he's probably a few inches away.
Yellow card for Romero.
Simple as that. It's not a million miles away from getting a touch on that. I think, first look, we've only seen it once in real time. I think he has a right to go for that. Very, very unfortunate. The goalkeeper, obviously there's a collision in there, he gets caught.
I think it's quite fascinating that they are not showing us the replay. The referee, Chris Kavanagh, is now consulting the VAR, who is Michael Salisbury. And Romero, who has a little bit of history with cards in crucial matches. He was sent off in the game against Chelsea here.
Don't be prejudiced, Sam.
What do you mean?
Already want to give him a red card.
I'm saying the VAR is being consulted. He does have a history with cards. He has more cards than Clinton's.
Well, there you go, you see.
Well, Ederson's sitting back up again. And I think that's going to be cleared by the VAR. Immediately, I think Romero showed remorse, actually. He went straight over to Ederson to apologise. And it's just a yellow card for Christian Romero, who is still standing over the stricken Ederson. Goal at Ibrox, David Tanner.
And it's now Rangers 4, Dundee 2, 87 minutes gone. Substitute Scott Wright tapping at home at the back post. Rangers 4, Dundee 2.
Well, that means that Celtic can't win the title tonight. It does mean that tomorrow night they will need just a point against Kilmarnock away from home. We'll keep it covered here on talkSPORT when we bring you Manchester United against Newcastle. You are listening to Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1 on talkSPORT with Now. And don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Tottenham against Manchester City live right now, contract free with a Now membership. Search Now Sports.
Surprised we've still not seen a replay. Edison's up on his feet, he's walking around, he's clearly okay, he's going to carry on. So I'd like to see it again. Oh, hang on.
A yellow card here for, well, someone on the bench. We didn't get to see who that was.
A member of coaching staff, or one of Pep's guys.
So, Mancisco, I think it was. Yellow card for him. Pep can't get another yellow card. If he does, I think he misses Sunday's game. So he has to be a little bit more judicious with his words. Ederson just getting instructions from Chris Kavanagh. And we are going to start again. It's been quite a lengthy delay, actually.
Yeah, it's been a good 4 minutes or so, isn't it?
Spurs fans booing Ederson as he about to get us restarted away to our right-hand side. He's the City goalkeeping coach that got close. As I said, it was Javier Mancistador, who sounds like a ball runner at the...
A matador, that's the word you're looking for. Sounds like a matador.
No, ball runner. Have you ever done that? In Pamplona? That sounds right up your street, by the way.
No.
No.
Fancy the Tomato Festival, though.
Do you?
Why not?
Here is Pedro Porro. He is from the Basque Country, to be fair. Here is Højbjerg, back to Dragosan, who sends it back to the left-hand side, and Son, and then Van de Ven, who's on the scamper going forward down that left-hand side. He runs so fast that I don't think his limbs could keep up with the speed with which he was travelling, really. And he took the ball out of play rather clumsily, and it's a throw-in on the right-hand side.
Yeah, he was travelling a little bit too quickly, wasn't he? Not quite the silky skills of the left winger.
They're going to make a change.
Yeah, Ederson's coming off.
I don't think they're entirely comfortable with Ederson being groggy. Why would you take a chance at this stage? That's the question, isn't it? Why?
And it's also, what's the head injury protocols?
Yeah. It's Silva on the far side who has the ball for Manchester City. They're about to change their goalkeeper here. But they've given the ball away on the halfway line, but they've won it back very quickly and efficiently, City. And Ederson has it deep inside his own territory. Hesitates, leaves it for Akanji, turns it into De Bruyne, and then he gives it away. Maddison out towards the far side, 67 on the clock. One goal changes the complexion of the title race, but won't get Spurs high enough up the table points-wise to challenge for a Champions League place. So they need emergency action if they want to keep those dreams alive. Manchester City just have to manage this game out now. Ball by Porro into the centre, easily dealt with by Walker, the captain, and he chests it back to Ederson.
Shouldn't he just kick the ball out now? I mean, he knows he's coming off. He's clearly not right. Surely just kick the ball out. Spurs should give the ball back in that situation.
Well, we're waiting for him to do so. He hasn't done so yet.
It's almost like he's like, I'll play on.
There's a foul on Phil Foden which will allow the substitutions to take place. Ortega coming on and Jeremy Doku coming on as well. So a double change.
He doesn't look happy about coming off, you know.
Well, you know what? He can be frustrated, but actually it's a sensible decision by the coaching staff.
But look at him.
Why would you take a chance?
We're just seeing it again now.
It's really late.
It's not, Sam. It's not. Because have a look at his left leg. It goes beyond the goalkeeper. It's his right knee that catches him that's bent. There's nothing he can do about that.
Maybe.
He's sliding at the far post.
But should he have slid in, bearing in mind that he has the ball in his hands for 3/4 of a second?
No, but he doesn't, because if the goalkeeper misses that, he scores. He's got to slide into the far post. There's no harm in that whatsoever.
Well, Ederson's furious. Pep is giving him the information as to why he's made the decision. It's a sensible decision.
He's just booted them.
He's throwing a tantrum now, Ederson. De Bruyne's come off as well, and he's been replaced by Jeremy Doku, which is another big call. But they're 1-0 up at Spurs. Pep's trying to be, I think, very sensible, because he's got a goalkeeper who he relies on, he knows is very, very effective with the ball at his feet and a great shot stopper. Why take a chance at this stage? The title is on the line. It's for the benefit of the team, isn't it?
Well, and the benefit for his own health, and that's all we've seen before. It's probably the right decision for the player as well.
Here's Bernardo Silva, right side, into the area, feeding Foden. Went through his legs first time, poked away by Romero, and then picked up over on the far side by Sarr inside the area, and he will get clear out towards this near touchline. Taken down by Johnson. Harassed by Kovacic, there's a foul on him. Johnson wants to get it moving quickly. Kovacic stops him from doing so, that's a yellow card.
And then threw the ball away a little bit. I think start of the season that could have easily been 2 yellows.
Well, everything's different from the start of the season, isn't it? Spurs started the season brilliantly, but they've faded since then. Since the start of November, Tottenham have taken 37 points.
Ederson's still fuming, by the way.
Bottom half form that. They've taken fewer points in that period than Everton, and they went 4 months without a win. Ederson is furious on the near touchline. And there's a little bit more joy at Ibrox. David Tanner.
Awful in the first half, tremendous in the second. It's now Rangers 5, Dundee 2. 2 goals in 5 minutes for substitute Scott Wright. Rangers 5, Dundee 2 after 94 minutes.
Well, they're keeping Celtic honest. Here is Johnson, down the right side, moving towards the edge of the penalty area. Ball into Kulusevski, trying to turn. Bundles his way into the box, shoots with the goalkeeper's legs, and he just about saves it. Turns and recovers brilliantly, Ortega. It was a good move. Wasn't always in complete control of that, but a quick, swift turn. Akanji tried to clear it, couldn't do so. Came back to Kulusevski. He shot it, swerved through the legs of Ortega, but he'd done enough to take the sting out of the shot, and he was able to turn and drop on it.
Oh, I tell you what, he's fortunate. It's a poor challenge from Akanji. Wasn't great. It goes through the goalkeeper's legs, hits his backside twice as it bounces up and down, and he's able to turn around and grab it.
19 plus stoppage time to go. Live on talkSPORT, 1-0 to Manchester City. It means that they only need to win on Sunday to win a 4th title. Doku picks it up. First real involvement since coming off the bench. Dances his way to the edge of the area. Stopped by Johnson. Collected by Akanji. And then it's back into midfield and Kovacic. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1, live on talkSPORT. Rodri in the centre circle. Hasn't been a game of major events. Here on the left-hand side, Doku has it, takes it into the penalty area. Full-time 5-2 at Ibrox. The ball goes through the 6-yard area and goes behind and out for, what is it, corner? Yep, the referee eventually signals for a corner over on the far side. Vicario got a touch in it. It hasn't been a game of end-to-end, chance after chance, but it's been a game of major moments. That save from Vicario in the early stages from Foden, the save right at the start of the second half from Kevin De Bruyne, the goal from Haaland, and then the clash with Romero and Ederson. They've been the highlights of what has been a very sedate affair here.
Been tepid, isn't it? Hasn't really caught fire in any way, shape or form.
Not that Pep will care, it's all about getting the job done tonight. And so far they're doing that. Here's the corner, deep towards the far post, headed away by Pedro Porro. Down by Kovacic. Into the air it goes. High into the air, and it is aimlessly bobbling away and out for a goal kick. Vicario wants to get things moving and get things moving quickly. There's still a bit of urgency about Tottenham, who know that without a victory today, their Champions League dreams are over, and maybe their chances of European football could fade. They've got a worse goal difference than Newcastle United. Newcastle have still got 2 games left. They've got Manchester United tomorrow night live on talkSPORT. If they were to win that, the final day of the season would be interesting.
Well, they can also be caught by Chelsea, can't they? They could drop out of European football altogether.
No. It'll be fascinating to see what happens over the course of the next few days. Tomorrow night, therefore, is very significant, as Danny says, because of Chelsea and Newcastle being in action with their games in hand.
Well, if Chelsea win tomorrow night,
away at Brighton, live on talkSPORT 2,
they'll then have a better goal difference by at least 2. Obviously Tottenham lose the last game,
yeah.
So that's them out of it. The goal difference, obviously Chelsea would win their last game and Tottenham wouldn't. So they've got to be careful.
Chelsea at home to Bournemouth on the final day of the season.
Newcastle's last game? Testing you there, so sorry.
Oh, you are really testing me out. They have got... here's Brennan Johnson trying to spin in behind. Doesn't quite get there. They've got Brentford away. 4 o'clock.
So again, very winnable.
Yeah. Currently, Tottenham Hotspur 0, Manchester City 1. For the ladies' odds, you can head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Spurs to win at 28 to 1, 13 to 2 on for City to win. The draw 11 to 2. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes, 18 plus BigGambleAware.org. We're still concentrating on this match at this moment in time. It's not finished yet for Spurs. There's still 15 minutes to go, and we've seen so many late goals, so many twists right at the end of matches in the Premier League.
Yeah, Pep will want another one to kill this game off. To finally put it to bed. To just make that last 10-15 minutes a little bit easier.
Yeah, but they are so good at suffocating with you with possession once they're in front, aren't they, Manchester City? As they are threatening to do now with Doku down the left side. Looking for Guardiola. Back into Doku again. Doku takes on Pedro Porro and Højbjerg, who both come out to him on the edge of the penalty area. He swishes it back, the Belgian, into Akanji, and it's infield to Rodri, and Akanji just keeps hold of it, sees it back to Ortega, and they'll build from the back again. talkSPORT live at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Dragusan made a mistake, almost ended up inadvertently giving the ball to Haaland. Reacted well enough to get it away from the Norwegian, and then Papsar was fouled by Foden. Free kick to Tottenham just in front of the halfway line.
I think a lot of teams, when they go 1-0 down against City, they get nervous and they get a little bit scared about putting the press on again. Because they've been opened up once, they're very, very concerned about being opened up again, and Spurs have gone a little bit cagey also.
Well, Spurs don't need to go cagey, do they? Because ultimately, all they've got to play for now is a victory here. They have to win.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
So there's no point in getting cagey. They might as well.
But even a point is still a good result for them. Again, it might come down. That point might get them into European football.
Yeah, discard the Arsenal narrative here. For Tottenham Hotspur themselves, the club, and Postecoglou, they need to get something from the game.
Definitely.
Here is Pedro Porro down the right side.
Also to take confidence into the last game of the season as well.
Maddison, Kulusevski in the right side of the Tottenham attack.
Yeah, imagine you go hoping to finish 4th, a chance of finishing 4th, to then suddenly finishing 7th.
Well, look,
that would be a disaster end to the season.
No team in Premier League history who started the way Tottenham Hotspur started the season have finished any lower than 3rd. So the fact that they're going to finish outside the top 4 is quite some indictment, really.
Well, that's
quite some fall off.
I mean, they did have a very, very good start at the beginning, but I think it was a little bit of a false position that they were in.
Maddison bends the ball from the centre out wide to Johnson. Johnson to Kulusevski. Kulusevski into Sarr. Sarr now back towards Maddison, and then Dragusan sends it wide to the left and Højbjerg. 13 to go. Ball drifted over the top. Chested down by Pedro Porro. Moves up towards the edge of the area, right side, blocked by Doku. Goes out the way for a corner on the near side. 1-0 to Manchester City, live on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps 120,000 people every day.
Yeah, Pep's not comfortable. He's been down on the very, very edge of his technical area for some time, on his haunches, on his knee. Just gone back and slumped into his seat again. He knows how important this is. He looks tense.
Kulusevski, bit of room to manoeuvre, shoots towards the far corner, he's over-elevated the ball, it goes over the top of the crossbar.
There goes Pep's on one now, look. He's not happy. No one closing him down. He's very, very agitated.
Yeah, it's nervy, but they look like they're getting the job done at this moment in time. And when the game finishes, you'll be able to call Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy, 0371 223 44. I wonder if Jamie's going to wear that long-sleeve Manchester City shirt for the rest of the week, all the way through the night. I don't think blue is his colour, I've got to be honest. He certainly didn't look like that when he was on a billboard in Times Square earlier in the week.
Oh, dearie me. Yeah, not seen any of that yet.
Have you not?
No.
Oh. I'll just premise it by saying I think it's well worth a watch. Pedro Porro into the centre. Højbjerg. Sarr. Back to Pedro Porro.
I'm assuming not for its production value.
Absolutely. Listen, he's an entertaining guy, as you know. Ball on the halfway line. Maddison was fouled. His boot was taken off after a challenge from behind. And he was hurt by that. It was quite a robust challenge from Rodri as well, wasn't it? But he just caught the back of his ankle and took his boot off.
Yeah, I don't think he caught much of Maddison, well, fractionally caught his boot and it just slipped off.
Well, Spurs have shown their powers of recovery this season. And they've won a club record 25 points from losing positions. Only Liverpool have got more. Maybe. Here's Kulusevski. Oh, he's managed to get away from the defender. And then he's produced a terrible ball into the centre. I mean, that was a routine ball down the right-hand side, which really should have been dealt with. Kulusevski managed to twist back inside, and then he wasted the opportunity with a poor ball back.
Oh, it should have been dealt with defensively, you're right. But even then, when it came back in, it was panic stations for Manchester City. Akanji just having a swipe at it and not really getting any sort of contact. City are nervous.
Can Tottenham take advantage of that anxiety? Lovely ball by Haaland. Foden tries to send it forward, blocked by the face of Maddison, and now Tottenham have turned it over. Can they come down the right? Johnson's got it, charging into the wing position. Bit of space for Pedro Porro. Maddison wants it back in the number 10 position. Worked out to Sarr. Van der Ven on the overlap. Sarr shoots from distance. Poor decision. Back to Sarr again. City have got men back now, and they've given the ball away. And then Son knocks over Walker. It's a foul. Somehow.
I know Walker was looking for a little bit, but it was still a foul.
Maddison turns it over for Tottenham, who come forward again. Round the corner from Pedro Porro. Into the wing position of Johnson. Johnson threatening. Sends it to the edge of the box. Maddison chips it into the area aimlessly. Headed away by Bernardo Silva. There's no one really to aim at, to be honest with you, in that centre of the penalty area. Everybody was sort of
City have lost control, Sam,
either to the right.
They've got no control of the football at the moment. You know, Tottenham are playing with a little bit of freedom, keeping the ball well, attacking constantly. Yeah, definitely problems with City at the moment.
Pedro Porro poking it forward down the right side. Can Spurs get an equaliser? It would change the narrative in the Premier League. At the moment, City are in control of what happens at the weekend. But a goal for Spurs would change that here. At the moment, they are on the edge of their seats, those City fans away to our left who've made the journey. There's quite a few of them, 3,000 or 4,000 of them in the corner over on the far side. They know their team have got the quality, but have they got the nerves to handle this last few minutes of the game? 8 to go. It's tense and it's tight.
But like you said, but City normally suffocate teams, don't they? And you know, and stop you having chances, stop you having the ball. It's not really been the case since they've scored.
Giovanni Lo Celso about to come on. Ball out wide, over on the right-hand side. Picked up by Silva. Onto Walker, gets down the outside of Van der Ven.
Well, that would be a race, wouldn't it? Not sure who'd be money'd be on.
Well, we've been waiting to see that for quite some while, haven't we? He is the fastest player since records began in the Premier League, Mickey Van der Ven. And up against Kyle Walker, who's definitely no slouch. He fancies himself against anyone. Here is Diaz back to the edge of the Manchester City penalty area, controlling possession again now, just calming things down, not allowing Spurs to get forward. 83 on the clock. Oliver Skip about to come on, Lo Celso about to come on. 2 changes for Spurs with 7 to go. Foden trying to get away from Van der Ven. He's tugged back by Van der Ven. Foden goes to ground. Referee allows play on, but it's just taken the momentum out of the attack. Silva grabs it, takes it back to halfway. Foden's back on his feet. City at walking pace. Just want to keep hold of the ball. They'll just wait. Retain possession. Probe. No need to go into chaotic mode and give the ball away. Invite Spurs to attack them on the transition. They want to be in control of the match. They want to see it over the line. They want to edge past this Tottenham team. They just want to get the job done tonight. It's all about being professional, seeing it out, getting 3 points. And they're doing that at this moment in time. Foden to Guardiola. Left-hand side is Doku. In acres of space. He's fed in now. It's a poor ball by Guardiola. Easily cut out by Poro. Clears it away. Terrible ball by Guardiola.
Poor decision, poor ball. Should have released him much earlier and given Doku the opportunity. Tottenham making a couple of substitutions. Just wondering on that, at that pace. When did Breckle kick in on pace? I'm testing you again, aren't I? Because I played with some ridiculously quick players. I mean,
recently.
Oh, okay. So to the likes of Henry, Richard Dunn were absolutely rapid when they got going.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact date that Opta decided to start measuring people's speed, Danny. That, I think, is beyond me. However, I can tell you that it's in the last 10 years, I think.
Oh, right, so yeah.
But thanks for asking.
No, I was just checking.
No, yeah.
It's because, when you've played against some absolutely ludicrously quick players.
They only actually started measuring players' speed in the season 2020-21.
So, not great, is it?
It's 4 years.
It's not like the fastest player in the Premier League ever.
It is since records began, that's why I said I didn't say ever.
I know, I was just texting you. I was just interested.
And now you have your information.
I was just putting some context around it, that was all.
5 minutes to go. I was thinking for a second then you were going to assert that you were faster than Van de Ven.
No, not at all.
Didn't think so. Here is Foden over on the far side.
Foden, I got ripped apart by several players that were.
Well, you've got some more World Cup quarterfinals than he has. Here is Kovacic sending the ball up towards the halfway line. Oh, and then Brennan Johnson has won it. And Son is steaming through. It's Son against the goalkeeper. Oh, he's missed it. What a chance to put Arsenal back in control of the title race and put Tottenham level on the scoreboard. Son through the centre. He's hit it straight at the goalkeeper. What a miss by Tottenham's top scorer. Usually so reliable in one-on-one situations. Son speeding through. He's fluffed his lines.
How lucky have Manchester City got in that instance. Unbelievably fortunate, you're right. Son through one-on-one, it's a fantastic counter-attack. I think it was Akanji that got caught and gave the ball away. He's made a couple of poor errors in the last few moments.
Brennan Johnson hunting him down, won the ball, fed Son. He raced through to the edge of the penalty area. He didn't wait, he pulled the trigger early, and he pulled it straight at the feet of Ortega, the substitute goalkeeper.
It's a good save for Ortega. It's now outstretched right leg.
Look at Pep Guardiola. He's outstretched on the floor. He put his head to his hands and then he collapsed on the floor, prostrate, couldn't quite believe what he'd seen. Stunned. Absolutely stunned.
Well, I think he was stunned by the mistake from Akanji. And then equally dumbfounded by it.
What a hearty moment.
A poor finish
that was for Manchester City and their supporters. That was...
And Arsenal and Spurs fans and everybody else.
The title race, all in one action. He has to score, Danny, doesn't he?
I think a player of his quality should do a little bit better than that. It's a little bit of a scuffy shot. And he gives the goalkeeper an opportunity to save it. That's the disappointing thing. It's not right in the corner.
Foden at the other end with a free kick, with a chance to create something. Headed away, comes back on the edge of the area for Kovacic. He strikes it. Romero manages to get it clear. 2.5 to go. Manchester City lead by a goal to nil, but Son has had a golden chance, escaping from halfway. Fed by Johnson, should have scored. Ortega saved. Foden,
cynical Phil Foden
brings down Madison as he threatened to escape, and that's going to be a yellow card. I think he'll take it at this stage.
Without a doubt, he knew exactly what he was doing. And again, I don't mind that. All top players have a little bit of an edge. He knew that Madison was going to get away, and he just thought, no, not having it. You're coming down.
Well, there'll be Arsenal fans everywhere that are replaying that Son moment, that Son finish. 17 goals this season. The top scorer for Tottenham Hotspur, usually so reliable in front of goal, but yet not able to have the composure at the right moment. He just didn't send it wide enough of the goalkeeper's reach.
Wasn't a particularly clean hit either, was it?
Just didn't set himself particularly well there, Son. And He's usually so good against Manchester City. It's his 19th game against them today. He's got 8 goals and 4 assists for Tottenham Hotspur against Manchester City. But not tonight, not when it mattered most, not when it looked like all of a sudden the title was going to be up for grabs again.
Well, I don't think Spurs will get a better chance than that. Nearly into the last minute. There'd probably be, what, 5 or 6, I would say, in terms of injury time. De Bruyne went down for a bit, didn't he? Edison went down for quite a while.
Foden sends the ball out wide towards the left, and Doku twists the ball in past Porro. Penalty. Porro brings down Doku in the final minute at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and now there will be no doubt that Manchester City had the chance to take matters firmly into their own hands. It was a hopeful ball by Foden from the halfway line, out to the left-hand side. He just sort of hit it into an area for Doku to run into. He was faster than Porro, twisted inside. It was a lazy challenge by Porro, and he caught Jeremy Doku on the top of the foot. It's a blatant penalty. VAR won't even bother checking it. And now Spurs fans start to leave through the exits, knowing the inevitable, that Haaland is about to take the penalty. And when Haaland takes the penalty, he usually scores. They've had a lot of practice from the spot recently. This is their 5th in the last 6 games from the spot that they've been given.
Yeah, definite penalty, you're right. It was a lazy challenge from Porro. I'm going to guess that Haaland is going to go to the left as we look.
He has already scored once tonight.
So the goalkeeper's right.
They have scored 8 of the 9 penalties they've been awarded in the Premier League this season. Haaland has 37 goals this campaign. He steps up and now has 38, and Manchester City and their supporters celebrate him smashing the ball into the top corner and sending Vicario the wrong way, and City sees the Premier League power at just the right time. In stoppage time, at the end of a game in North London, the initiative switches to Manchester. Kovacic celebrates with Ortega. He knows he's made a big save and a big contribution after coming off the bench. But it's 2 goals for Haaland, 2 goals for City, and 3 points for Pep Guardiola, and a lead at the top of the Premier League, which now looks almost unassailable.
What a strike from Erling Haaland. He went that way. Fabulous. Absolutely no chance of the goalkeeper, even if he'd have went the right way. Powerful, pretty much in the top corner. But the relief from the City players, those celebrations were so tense. That was just emotion coming out. After that chance that Son missed. Absolutely incredible. And now another few players are just pointing towards Ortega to say, look, we appreciate that save. That could be the season-defining moment of Manchester City. Son one-on-one with Ortega. He makes a fantastic save. A couple of minutes later, City are 2-0 up and the game's gone.
Well, just before that, Pep Guardiola, who needed the phrase translating in his press conference yesterday, started to learn all about squeaky bum time.
I'm not sure he got that translation in, did he?
And he certainly isn't too worried about it here tonight. It might come down to a bit of it on Sunday, but they know if they get their job done against West Ham United, they will be champions for a 4th consecutive season. Well, it will be record-breaking. No other team have ever done it in English top tier in 4 successive seasons. 4 in a row won't be new to Guardiola. He won 4 in La Liga as a player with Barcelona, and was the Bayern head coach for 3 of their 11 successive Bundesliga titles. But this is something different. This Manchester City team, who have got past Liverpool before, Arsenal last season, are now favourites, big favourites to get past Arsenal again. Have won in North London tonight, and may well dispatch the other team from North London by the time we get to the late afternoon sunshine of Sunday. at the Etihad Stadium. Tottenham out of the corner in the 4th of 10 added minutes at the end of the game. Ball in by Lo Celso, in towards the near post, headed away. Mikey Moore has come on for James Maddison in the celebrations. It's an opportunity for him, a youngster, to display his wares, his Premier League debut at the age of 16 years and 277 days. He's the youngest Spurs player to make a Premier League debut, and now Julian Alvarez is coming on to replace the goal scorer. The man whose goals have once again sent them to the top of the table. His 9th goal in his last 6 appearances in the Premier League. Erling Haaland. Goals number 37 and 38 today.
And he's had an off-season by all accounts, according to some.
Well, he had 3 months off. I'm not sure about an off-season.
I said according to some. Not you, obviously.
He is the arch goal scorer, the #1 finisher.
We've City to win this league, and obviously clearly they're big favourites to do that now. 4 in a row, and this has probably been their, sounds silly, worst season out of all those. The way that they've played it, it's not been as free-flowing as normal, but to do 4 in a row is just simply outrageous.
They know how big this is. You can see that with the celebrations of that penalty.
Well, of course, Pep's not done it as a manager, has he, before either?
No.
Even with that great Barcelona side?
No. But he's done so much else, and he's certainly done a lot for English football. That lucky sweater in which he sweltered on Saturday lunchtime has served him well again in London tonight. Not quite the same in terms of temperature, but certainly the same in terms of intensity. Don't let anyone tell you this was an easy stroll in the park tonight. There was anxiety, there was tension. There was conflict of emotion amongst the Spurs supporters. There was an eerie atmosphere to it. But City, who weren't at their very best, have managed to come up with enough to get 3 points on the board and have a 2-point lead over Arsenal going into the final game of the season.
That huge moment, Sam, there wasn't it? Son through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. 95 times out of 100 he scores that.
It's a massive turning point.
Oh,
it's a massive
huge.
turning point.
I would say he hits the goalkeeper rather than... It's a very, very good save.
He makes himself big, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, but it gives the goalkeeper the opportunity to make the save with his foot.
Would you credit Ortega with his starting position, the way he came out?
Yeah, of course. You know, the goalkeeper's done his job. Simple as that. But you expect a player to test the goalkeeper a bit more.
Rodri brings the ball away from halfway. Steers it out to the left, and Doku. 2-0 to Manchester City as we go into the final few moments here. On talkSPORT, Doku trying to weave his way into the box. He does. Looks to feed Alvarez, away by Dragosan, who stops the ball inside the 6-yard box. 2-0 to Manchester City. 3 minutes to go. City haven't lost in 90 minutes since December the 6th. It's going to be 5 defeats in 6 for Spurs. A season that started like a rocket has fizzled out like a failing firework. Now they're in danger themselves of falling out of the top 5, really. If Newcastle win tomorrow, pressure will be on Sunday. Newcastle will go to Brentford, Tottenham Hotspur do have Sheffield United. And they will feel that is a game that they win. And nothing is guaranteed on the final day, is it? Especially now, you know, they know they can't get the Champions League.
So you get some strange results. You know, last game of the season. You know, Tottenham fans thinking, oh yeah, we don't really want to win this game. We don't want, you know, City win it, Arsenal don't win the title. Just be careful what you wish for sometimes.
Foden from Rodri, spraying the ball to Doku. Doku into the penalty area, trying to get it onto his left foot. Drives the ball, goal was stopped by Vicario. Good save with his chest. It bounces out to the near side, goes out for a corner.
Again, made himself big. Not sure how much he knew about that from Doku as he twists and turns one way, fires the left foot shot high. And it's his shoulder, I think, isn't it?
Well, Tottenham fans still leaving, knowing that the job is done. Manchester City leading
What
by
you
2 goals
when
lead.
they've lost and Arsenal haven't won the title. That job.
Yeah, that job's done for them. The job is done by Manchester City. Tottenham haven't done it. It's all been Manchester City's work. The season has been attritional at times. They've had to jump over hurdles. They've been pegged back in games you wouldn't expect them to. They've conceded so many first goals in games, Manchester City, and had to really earn victories. 11 times they've conceded a first goal in matches. They've had to come back and scrap. But they're on the top of the table, and no one usually lets that slip. No one usually gives up that goes from there. 99 minutes on the clock. City leading, the ball in the corner. City knowing that they've secured 3 points here. Pedro Porro with a good move to take it out of the sky. Lovely little athletic move, but then Dragosan almost gave the ball away. Mikey Moore picks it up, charges towards the halfway line, hands it off to Kulusevski. We'll hear from Ange Postecoglou and Pep Guardiola in the Sports Bar very shortly on talkSPORT. Remember, you'll be able to have your say. A Tottenham fan, how did you feel watching that game? 03717223344. Did you, like Jamie O'Hara, who's probably got far too much money, really, seeing as he went out and bought a Manchester City jersey today?
I bet he never bought it. I think he's probably taken one of those ones off the wall in the studio.
Suggesting that it's gone on expenses, are you?
Well, no, I think he's probably broken the glass of one of those ones hanging around.
Here is Lo Celso, offside down the right-hand side. Anyway, he is going to be wearing that tonight. What are you thinking like he was, that he wanted desperately City to win the game? 03717223344. And what's that say? I mean, Ange Postecoglou was saying today, you know, we've got to make our own history. We've got to do our own thing here. You know, we've got to set our own targets and reach those targets. We've got to win our own trophies. Forget Arsenal. Don't worry about that. Worry about Tottenham. You've got to be cold-blooded. You've got to be a winner. You've got to make that mentality. And that is what Manchester City have done over the years. That's why they're going to win a 4th title in 4 years. Manchester City will have to win on the final day to be sure of the title. But they go into that final day of the season with a 1-point lead over Arsenal, knowing that if they beat West Ham, they will be champions of England for an unprecedented 4th straight year. For the last 35 years, every side that has started the last day of the season top of the pile has ended it on top of the pile. The last team to come back from behind to nick it at the death on the final day, Arsenal. 89 and all that. Surely City won't let that happen. Not this professional killer mode Manchester City. But you never know. Find out on Sunday, live on talkSPORT. 2 games, talkSPORT, talkSPORT 2, 4 games on the app. Every twist, every turn. Will the title end up at the Etihad? Most likely. Will it end up at the Emirates? It's still possible. But boy, City had to do a job tonight, and they've done it. They've beaten Spurs by 2-0.
Sam, thanks very much. And I tell you what, Danny Mills, the City fans are celebrating in that corner away to our left, as you would expect they would. But that second goal, the penalty, the celebrations after that, said it all. Listen, Spurs didn't roll over here.
No, they didn't.
I don't think City were particularly great tonight. They got the job done. But that second goal, the relief was evident.
Oh, that's what it was. It was pure emotion, pure relief. But one of the really nice touches, everybody ran to that corner. Apart from Kovacic. He turned and he ran the length of the pitch to the other end to congratulate his goalkeeper Ortega, who made that save from Son. He realised in that moment, where it's all going off in that corner, that was the most important moment in the game.
Let's just describe that save, because Son is clean through. Akanji makes a mistake. Brennan Johnson hunts him down. And they're really going for it, Spurs. They want an equaliser. So Arsenal, don't make any mistake. If you've not been listening to this game, Spurs were trying to score an equaliser, and they should have done as well. Son goes through, and Ortega spreads his leg along the ground. My hamstrings pinned just watching him do it. I thought it was an astonishing save from Ortega. And then you've got the emotions before that of Ederson being so angry he was taken off. and then Ortega comes on, makes a save like that. It was a massive moment in the title race.
Well, you have to say, great decision from Pep Guardiola. Was Ederson fit in that moment? You know, to make those decisions. You saw how angry he was when he came off. Ortega was calm in that moment. He made himself as big as possible. He said he stretched his leg as far as he possibly could, made himself as big a barrier as possible, and Son hit it. You know, he didn't lift it, he didn't get it right in the corner. So, yes, it goes down as a very, very good save. The most important moment of the game. I normally expect Son to do a little bit better than that. And then moments later, we're up the other end. Doku twists, turns, draws the penalty. It's a clear penalty. Haaland dispatches it with aplomb. And then the emotion, the relief from the City players, the bench, and the fans, all for the eye to see.
It was the kind of chance, that Son chance, that Ollie Watkins would have dispatched. And congratulations to Aston Villa tonight. They qualify for the Champions League. The first time they've ever played in the Champions League after playing in the European Cup. They won the European Cup. For the Champions League, since it changed format, first time that they've got entry into that. And what a brilliant season they've had under Unai Emery. And I think they need a mention tonight, because although Spurs started the season brilliantly, over the course of the piece, I think consistently Aston Villa have deserved to be in that position. Well done to them.
Yeah, Spurs got off to a flyer, but consistency over the 38. Villa are there in fourth place. The table doesn't lie. They will be in the Champions League, but as I said on breakfast this morning, Villa will have to strengthen if they're going to compete in the Champions League. I think they know that already. Manchester City are in pole position, Danny Mills, going into the final day of the season, the final round of games on Sunday, which we'll have covered properly on the talkSPORT network. And just very briefly, let's look at the goals. Kevin De Bruyne with yet another assist. An astonishing season for Kevin De Bruyne. He played the first 23 minutes of the first game of the season, then missed 5 months of the season. He's now got, in 17 Premier League games, 4 goals, 10 assists. He's unbelievable as a footballer.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Oh, no, it is outstanding. And again tonight, you know, that moment. Again, it looks very, very simple for City, but it's orchestrated. They work on that time and time again. He was superb. I'm pretty sure hopefully his injury will be okay. Got stepped on, probably taken off as a precaution in the latter stages of the game. But he was superb yet again.
He was, and the second one, Doku came on. I thought he caused some problems. He ran at players, he committed defenders. It basically caused a nuisance, and they had to watch him. It meant that those full-backs, and we've seen Porro scored in recent games, Van der Ven scored in a recent game, Romero scored for Spurs. The defenders just couldn't get forward. They were being occupied when they needed to get forward and try to force an equaliser. Doku caused them problems. In the end, he's got the penalty. Haaland scores it, buries it actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a fantastic penalty right into the top corner. He always seems to go that way. I called it the first.
They always seem to be unstoppable as well.
Well, and that's it. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if he would have gone that way. It was a fantastic penalty, absolutely superb. Yeah, City ground it out tonight and got the result that they so desperately wanted and desperately needed.
It is time now for us to pick our man of the match with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Man of the match on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day.
I think this is a tricky one, Danny Mills. Who are you going for?
It's not. Do you know why? And it's not tricky, because I'm going to give it a strange decision. I'm going to give it to Ortega.
Right.
We've talked about that save. Whether it's a bad miss or Son could do better, but that is the turning point. Simple as that. Nobody for City was outstanding. Phil Foden was good, you know, but not really in the final third. He was good in the middle of the pitch. He didn't have his usual spark of performance in front of goal. Had a great chance early on. De Bruyne set the goal up. Haaland scored 2. Didn't do a lot else. That's what he does. But that moment, that wins City the title. That goes in, you're out of it. Done and dusted. So I'm going to give it to Ortega.
I'm happy you've given it to him. I know Haaland got 2 goals. Foden was pretty good as well. There were some good performances, but Ortega is the man who actually determined the course of the result with that save, isn't he?
Yeah, and I said he makes himself as big as possible. It's a David De Gea style save that he used to make with his foot. You know, outstretched as far as possible. Now, you said you'd have snapped your hamstring doing that.
Well, just watch it here.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, he does. He makes himself as big as possible. If that goes in, it's Arsenal's. Simple as that. That's how monumental that save is.
The substitute keeper, Ortega, man of the match from today's game with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Man of the match on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has vans of all shapes and sizes. So if you've got a plan, we've got a van.
Well, we've got it covered on Sunday, of course, the final day of the Premier League season. You can join me on Sunday for that. Manchester City are in pole position. And what a show coming up now on talkSPORT. Arsenal's Perry Grove, Spurs' Jamie O'Hara, and referee Jason Cundy coming up with the sports bar. You can get your calls in 03717 223344. Villa are going to be in the Champions League next season, the European champions from 1982. Back in on Europe's top table after all these years. But at the top of the table, City in control of the title race going into the final day. Arsenal wanted a favour, Son missed the sitter, and the Tottenham fans delighted their own team lost, saying, "Are you watching Arsenal?" And they're laughing all the way home. You heard it on talkSPORT.
McDonald's are making small improvements to our classic burgers, searing our 100% British and Irish beef patties so they're even juicier. And we're serving them hotter for meltier cheese, all in new toastier buns. The classics, now a little more Comparison with prior classic burgers, served after 11 a.m, subject to availability.
Kick off on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+ begamblerware.org. We all fantasize about our perfect home. Sipping a morning coffee out on the terrace. Good morning, Mr. Squirrel.
Morning.
The kids building a treehouse in the garden.
I'm living my perfect childhood.
But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of June 2022 and 30th of September 2022 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
Hope there won't be any VAR delays today. Heard that rumour about their striker. Can't wait to see what the pundits make of that booking. Looking forward to the match report on this one. When it comes to football, never miss a story. Get the best news, opinion, interviews and gossip at thesun.co.uk. For the football lowdown every day, it's thesun.co.uk.
Ooh, you're a hustler, boy. You know me. I just eat my KFC with free popcorn chicken every Friday. You mean we just eat? Whoa. Find your own deal, Nicholas. That's cold. Come on, man. One bite. Get Friday freebies from McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Express, and Local Eats. For Freebie Fridays and everything else.
Did somebody say just please?
Subject to availability and serving times. Participate in stores. Check free item and required minimum spend on the store page. Fridays only. Brands and free items may vary weekly. See justeat.co.uk for details.
Whether you're drilling or decorating, get the job done with Big Spring offers on trade essentials at Screwfix. Upgrade your kit and save £10 on the DeWalt brushless cordless combi drill. Now only £159.99. And get rolling on those paint jobs with 2 for £26 on 10-litre Fortress Trade contract matte paint. Shop Spring offers now on the app at screwfix.com or in store. Delivery fees may apply. Prices valid until at least June 2nd, subject to availability. See screwfix.com for full T's and C's.
In sport, what's just as important as the goals, the glory, the roar of the crowd? It's the half-time break. Time for a breather, a reset, to keep everything on track. In sports betting, Betfair's safer gambling tools help you do that too. Like timeouts, so you take that all-important half-time break. Or deposit limits, to help you keep count. Manage your play at safergambling.betfair.com. Simple ways to stay on top of your game with Betfair.
18+ begamblerware.org.
Kick off on talkSPORT.
With Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has vans of all shapes and sizes. So if you've got a plan, we've got a van.
On DAB, online, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT. Talk Sport.
Sports Bar coming up with me, Jeremy Hard, Jason Cundy and Perry Groves. What a night. Manchester City are nearly there. You can have your say. The Arsenal fans, how are you feeling? Aston Villa, they get into the Champions League spot. Get involved in the show 03717 22 3344. Well, let's get news and sport headlines now with Craig Wakelin.
Jamie, thank you. Man City are just one win away from Premier League history.
They go into that final day of the season with a 1-point lead over Arsenal, knowing that if they beat West Ham, they will be champions of England. for an unprecedented fourth straight year.
Erling Haaland scored both goals in the 2-0 win over Spurs. The loss for Postecoglou's side means they miss out on a top 4 finish, as Villa are guaranteed a Champions League spot for next season. Celtic's third consecutive SPL title confirmation will have to wait for now. Second place Rangers' 5-2 victory over Dundee means Brendan Rodgers' side will secure a league with a win over Kilmarnock tomorrow. England cricketer Ben Stokes is due to play his first county championship match for 2 years when Durham visit Lancashire on Friday. The Test captain will feature in the 4-day One Division game, part of his preparations for the upcoming series against the West Indies and Sri Lanka. More reaction to that Man City win on our website, talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
Police in France are hunting for a group of masked gunmen who killed 2 prison officers and seriously injured 3 others. They attacked a convoy transporting a 30-year-old male inmate who escaped. Donald Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, is back on the stand for cross-examination in the ex-president's hush money trial. The defense has attacked his credibility as a witness. Trump denies any wrongdoing. And the Co-op Live Arena has finally opened its doors after weeks of setbacks. People have been going to watch Manchester band Elbow, but parts of the venue are still unfinished.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. We're focused on the road ahead with over 300 EV train centres. Find your local EV train centre at quickfit.com so you can drive away happy every time.
Rain in the southwest of Scotland, northern, eastern and some parts of central England turning locally heavy.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker. The Sports Bar on talkSPORT.
Right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. Good evening and welcome to the Sports Bar at talkSPORT with me, Jamie O'Hara, and him over there, he's Jason Cundy.
Has anyone seen Tottenham disgraceful Hotspur? Jamie O'Hara doing the Poznan. You are a disgrace, my friend. Big Ange, can you hear me? You must have went, hey, Northumberland Park Station, the Satan run the stadium. Sonsby won, 1-1 with the keeper. Sonsby won with the keeper. You must have went, hey, they were beating. Pentecourt throwing a tantrum. Danny Kelly, Paul Hawksby, the Dare Snowwalk, Jamie O'Hara. Can you hear me, Jamie? You must have went, hell of a beating. Number 8 Tottenham Park, the Seven Sister Station, the Doctor Clock, Beaver Town Corner Pin, Darren Ambrose, Tottenham Prince Club Shop, Champions League football, Chicken Gill Ulster Stadium, Tottenham Hotspur. You must have went, hell of a beating.
Should have done Arsenal, mate. Poor from you. We're also joined for the first hour by former Arsenal winger Perry Groves. Man City doing the country a favour. Beat Spurs to go 2 points clear at the top of the league. Well, how are you feeling? I was doing a pod stand in the green room. Spurs fans, you're all right with that, weren't you? 03 717 22 33 44. City fans made hard work of it tonight, but you're on course for a 4th title in a row. Aston Villa, they get Champions League next season. What an achievement by Unai Emery. But if you're an Arsenal fan, how are you feeling? We'll bring you live reaction from both managers in the tunnel. But get involved in the show. 03 717 22 33 44.
Hello, mate. You're an absolute disgrace. You are an absolute disgrace.
You were doing the Poznan with me.
Fine. I don't want to win the title. It's your team.
Yeah, but we know. We played well. We had a good shift. We got a good game.
Which we are you talking about? You're talking about Man City or Spurs? Which we? I'm not sure.
Well, was we tonight? We tonight. Spurs done well. We played all right. Didn't disgrace ourselves. Put in some good performance. You know, Sonny could have got something out of the game for us. But he chose not to.
Gone rogue.
He chose not to.
Son's gone rogue.
You know, and Arsenal, that's it. You fluffed your lines. You got to deal with it. You got the same amount of trophies as Spurs this season. Well done. Well done, Arsenal. Good season. Good season. We've got to go over to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, though. Sam Matface is with Spurs manager and Postecoglou.
And good evening to you. Disappointing not to get anything out of the game after a first half in which you competed, more than competed, with Manchester City. Slightly different game plan today. How did you think it panned out?
Yeah, I Obviously disappointing to lose. I thought it was a tight game. Both teams had some big moments. They took theirs, we didn't take ours, and that's what got them the result.
One big moment in the second half was Son going through one-on-one with their replacement goalkeeper Ortega. Usually in those circumstances you'd put your money on Son to finish it off. Was it just a great save?
Yeah, as I said, Sonny's good in those situations, but when I overcapitalise, you've got to take those moments. We had a couple of others, of course, actually in around that time, and again, if you don't take those big moments, you're not going to win these games.
I know you're focused on the bigger picture here at Tottenham, but tonight's result does mean that you won't be playing in the Champions League next season. After the start that you had, is that a disappointment?
No, it's we deserve to be. I think that's our season's panned out, and we're in a position where we deserve to be.
You had a great start, didn't you? It was almost, I think you hold the record now for the most points in the first 10 games. Are you surprised by the drop-off since November?
No, I think any reasonable person would see why that happened.
Why do you think it was? Do you think it was to do with the fact that the squad isn't as deep as you want it to be? Does it highlight the work you need to do in the summer to try and go again?
I reckon it's a fair assessment. Yeah, I don't think I'm making something up when you say that. Yeah, we were short of players and had some significant injuries, and we suffered through that.
And what is the atmosphere like after the game today? I know that the players themselves will probably have been hoping to ensure a Champions League place this season. But now you have to focus to ensure that you do finish 5th in the table, because there's still a chance, I suppose, that you could be called.
We've got a game on Sunday, and we've just got to make sure we perform well and get the result, and then we'll assess from there.
Over the course of the season as a whole, you can reflect on it, I suppose, a little bit, maybe a little bit too raw straight after the game. But would you see your first season in English football as a success, a building block for greater things in the future?
No, it's not a success because we haven't won anything. I think we've made some progress, but we've got a long way to go.
Thank you very much for joining us live.
Ange Postecoglou speaking to Sam after the game didn't really want to talk there, did he? Wasn't happy. But I think he can, over the course of the season, he can say we've had a good season. Finished 5th. Still got a game to win at the weekend.
Could be 7th. You haven't finished 5th yet.
No, but we will finish 5th. We'll win at the weekend, and then we go away and
what
we
if you don't?
take it. Well, then you'd say that the end of the season's been poor. We have to win against Sheffield United, and then you say, you know what, it's been a good season.
You'll beat Sheffield.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't.
Perry, how are you feeling? Arsenal fan, sat in there as a Spurs fan.
Football is officially shocking. No, it is. Forever blow, in Bubbles. Come on, Bubbles. West Ham on Sunday. Not West Ham.
They're on the beach, pal. They're on the beach.
Football is honestly that, like, sliding doors moments in football. Like, if you had one player that you wanted to go through, Arsenal fan, from Spurs, right? It would be Son. It would be Son. The pubs around North London, when he went through, would have been thinking, here we go. Should we think about the open top bus parade? I think Son's gone rogue. He's gone rogue. He has. Why is it you don't try and nutmeg the goalkeeper or take a deal? Do you think you try and nutmeg the goalkeeper when you go through 1v1? Hey? Absolutely. Tell you what, he's going to get welcome when he comes to Emirates next season.
Listen, you can't blame him. You got to blame yourselves, mate. You didn't get it done against Aston Villa, against Fulham, West Ham. You can't blame Son for missing a big chance. You blame yourselves. That's football.
Absolutely.
You weren't good enough. You finished 2nd.
You have to say.
You have to take it on the chin.
Man City weren't great tonight, but that's what champions do. When you're not playing well, you just see the game out. And can I just say, if Sky ever do it again and put a stat about Erling Haaland, about how many times, I think, did they put the stat up at half time like, he touched the ball 13 times? Who cares? He's been doing it all season. Everybody knows what he does. He does it all season. De Bruyne, well, he didn't play for first half. No, when he needs to, he gets the quality ball.
Yeah.
But you're right, Jay. I agree with you. What we've got to look at ourselves is because it will come down to the Fulham away from home when we were really poor. West Ham, we missed loads of chances, and the second half against Villa, where we got a bit nervy and we got beat because it was in our hands then. So that's what got finished off. But pains. You have to just admire. You have to admire Man City. You have to go like they get it done.
We're going to be taking loads of calls tonight. You can get involved in the show. Big night. Let's get to some calls. Let's go to Darren who's a Spurs fan, right, Dazza?
Right, Daz.
Hi guys.
How are you, Daz?
So glad we lost. It was wonderful.
You're an
But
absolute
you're having a party,
honestly, Daz, you're a disgrace.
But your team just got beat 2-0 home. We made Arsenal lose the title. It's excellent.
Oh, taking great pleasure in other people's misery. That's such a bad human trait.
It just makes me laugh because at least we weren't supporting our rivals. You're supporting Tottenham. You're an Arsenal fan. How can you do that?
Of course you can, because I want to win the title. That's what we do. You want your team to get beat at home. How can you do that just so that Arsenal don't win the title?
I know that would support Tottenham. Come on.
So you want it to be the other way round? If it was the other way round, you want for the day could stop Arsenal, Spurs winning the title.
They're my rival. I hate Arsenal like anything.
But you're pleased that you've got beat because we don't win the title.
I love when we got beat, but I wouldn't want it to be done by Arsenal. I can't understand. Everyone's criticising us because we wanted City to win. But you wanted Spurs to win. That's your rival.
Absolutely, of course we did, because that means we win the title. You'd be the same. You'd want Arsenal to win if it meant you want to win the title. Mind you wouldn't know, because you probably weren't born when Spurs won the last title. It was about 61, wasn't it?
Daz, I have to agree with you, mate. I thought we played well, Daz. I think Spurs put up a fight. I thought we set the team up right. You know, we caused lots of problems. But at the end of the day, Man City are a better side. Simple as that. Better side won tonight. Champions do what champions do. And Arsenal can sit here and cry about it, but they messed it up for themselves. They messed it up, and they have to finish second. They have to deal with it and take it on the chin. Like Liverpool have had to do for years.
Daz, honestly, do you know what, right? You are an absolute bloody disgrace.
That's what it is.
Because you should be hiding yourself under a rock. You shouldn't be phoning national radio. You should now be putting the phone down and go to bed. Do it.
No.
Go to bed.
He's doing the conga.
No. Celebrating what?
He's going out.
You are celebrating. This is how...
Someone else not winning.
This is so Spurs. So Spurs. You have no idea what it's like to win a title. You've got no idea.
Ask your granddad.
You've got no idea.
We're doing the same in the Champions League
have got no idea what it's like to win a title, right? And you're the first corner on, and you're... I get it, I understand. But you know what, Daz? Go to bed, mate.
Daz, well done, mate. Well done.
You, by the way, you're in a City shirt, like you are a disgrace. Spurs fans, absolute disgrace.
Big result for the boys tonight. Well done.
I said it last night. A disgrace. You're cheering a defeat. Darren, you're cheering a defeat for your team.
So hang on, what about Arsenal?
No, forget that. I'm asking you. I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Darren, I'm asking you. You're cheering the club you love.
Yeah, but we didn't want our team to get beat. We wanted you to get beat.
Yes, you did. Fans were ringing up saying they would be scared to lose if Spurs lost the final.
You're a disgrace.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I'm with Daz, to be fair.
See, I mean, come on, it works both ways. Everyone knows rivalry.
He's right.
And rivalry is rivalry. Simple as that. You know, at the end of the day, we weren't good enough tonight. Man City were a better side over the course of the game. And we can sit and we can laugh about it, but Man City were a better team.
Sure, that's true.
First half,
I think they were great.
Spurs were a better team first half.
Let's go to Kieran. He's an Arsenal fan, right, Kieran?
How you doing, mate? All right?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Feeling, Kieran?
I'm all right.
Do you want a hug?
No, I don't. I think it's funny that you lot, the pinnacle of your career, isn't it? I mean, of your season. It's like, there's got Man City shirts on for Man City. You know, really gets your own thing. You've got no European football.
It's great. What an evening. Loved every minute of it. Really enjoyed it.
It's done next season, we'll go. He'll be off. Well done.
He's got a bit of carry away, Kieran's. You know, you can tell the pain.
He's angry. He's angry. You can't come on and swear, mate. You're going to get blocked.
By the way, can we just talk about Ortega?
No.
Massive saves. Huge. Well, almost, you could say, I mean, he won the player of the match, right, on talkSPORT. You and I, we said the agreement.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
He made two massive saves. When Kulusevski tries to nutmeg him, didn't it get stuck between his legs? And he's only been on, 30 seconds?
Yeah, not long.
But he didn't rush it. When Son ran through, he stayed cool, didn't he? Stayed calm, and he's done the long barrier. Son should dink it over the top of him, to be fair.
He should score either way. Do what he needs.
Let's go to Mick. He's an Arsenal fan, right, Mick?
Hi, Mick.
Hello?
Hello, Mick.
How you feeling?
Yeah, well, gutted, but didn't really want Spurs to win anyway, to be honest. I'd have been happy with a draw.
Yeah, but draw, exactly. Didn't want them to get beat, though. No Arsenal fan wanted Spurs to get beat.
I didn't want them to win, I didn't want them to get beat.
No, I would prefer them to win, to be fair, because it made it like, a lot easier for us on Sunday.
They're a disgrace. Spurs fans are actually
Arsenal fans would be the same.
Mick, you'd be the absolute same if it was the other way round and Spurs had a game to win the title and they had to play Manchester City. You would want Man City to win. Don't tell me that you're out of the title race, Spurs can win it, and you play Man City. You would want Man City to win. Fact.
No.
Fact.
Disgrace.
We don't really care. We're not in it.
Oh, that's absolute garbage.
Yeah, but
garbage.
Let's be honest.
It's a small win for Spurs. It's not. Listen, it's a small win for us. It's a small win.
Well, it's a small win for a small club, isn't it?
Disgrace. Spurs fans afterwards cheering. I've got my mate over here doing the. I'm doing the Poznan.
You're doing it with me.
Oh no, I'm doing the Poznan because ain't my team getting beat.
You're a disgrace.
Ain't my team getting beat.
Doing the Poznan.
Ain't my team getting beat. You're doing the Poznan against your own team. Disgraceful.
Do you want they'll come out with credit by getting beat 2-0?
No, they're getting no credit. No credit.
All right.
Go on, mate.
I really hope you're happy with yourself.
I'm delighted, mate. I've had a great night.
It is absolutely disgraceful. You and the Spurs.
Disgusting.
I've had a great night. I've had a great night, mate. I've enjoyed every moment of it.
The other thing is, Mick, let's be honest, right? We're Gooners. You'd be the same. You would. You'd want if it stopped Spurs winning the title, you'd want us to get beat.
Only to wind Awara up.
No, but you would, because it's the pain. It's not just that one night. It's the pain for the rest of your life.
The pain I saw Perry Groves in earlier on when they went 2-0 down was worth every moment of that loss. Worth every moment. I'm telling you.
That'll stay with
the pain that I saw him in is every Arsenal fan when that second goal goes in. I was every moment of it. I'm a Spurs fan. Of course I'm enjoying it. We got beat by Man City. Fair enough.
Here's the problem.
That pain he went.
I know, because you lot are terrible. You're still Spurs. Imagine, do you know what, right? Thank God I'm not a Spurs fan. You lot have got to live in that world.
Exactly.
You wake up and live in the world of being Spurs. You will never get out of this dream. You're just in a cloud. Cloud of utter disappointment.
Jay, I was for 95 minutes, right? And now I'm getting 95 minutes of the pain that Spurs fans must have for their whole life.
I sat between the Perriers, right? Him over to my left, right? Right? I understand what, but his side lost.
No, they're happy because they've give a good hand themselves. They've got beat 2-0.
Let's go to Simon as a Man City fan. Alright, Si?
How you doing, mate?
I'm alright, Si. You're feeling big win for us tonight, mate. Big win.
You still got it.
Jamie, just remember you can't take this back. It's out there now.
I've loved every minute of it, Si. Loved every minute of it. It's been nice to be a Man City fan tonight.
Well, it's nice to be a Man City fan. Spurs fans don't spend sign up to now, but you lot, and them Dukes, and the Scouts, the Black Dogs.
Simon, wait there. We've got to get over to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Sam Matt faces with Manuel Akanji.
Yeah, with Manuel Akanji in the tunnel, how big did that 3 points feel?
Massive. I mean, it's the first time we won in the league, and it's such a crucial time of the season. And the second last Premier League game away here to go top of the league, and yeah, we did it.
It's always a tough place to come. It's interesting that that's the first thing that you say. Were you aware of the history that Manchester City have had here?
Yeah, of course we are. You see the stats, and yeah, the way we played, and we won in the FA Cup was also the first time. So we know we can do it, and we thought, why not today? It's a good opportunity to go first in the league and to win the 4th Premier League title in a row. Now we have it all in our own hands to play at home against West Ham on the weekend.
It felt a bit tense watching it from the sidelines. Was there any anxiety amongst the players?
I mean, I can't talk for the others. I mean, they have to talk for themselves. I felt good on the pitch, but I saw that we had a lot of balls that we lost in the first half, a little bit unusual to the way we normally play. But I think defensively we still played really well. We defended well as a team. They had some chances, but I think not big ones, except the one towards the end. But otherwise, I think we did it really well as a team.
That was a big one, right at the very end. There was a big save by Ortega. Have you given him a big hug?
Yeah, more than once. I thanked him right after the situation. I thanked him after the game.
I should have made the easy decision to just kick the ball away when I saw Johnson running at me. Yeah, I tried to play. It wasn't the right moment, but yeah, luckily I got such a good teammate like Steph that comes on from the bench, and it was not the only save that he did back there. And he's so important for us, and yeah, I thanked him more than once.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because you are encouraged to play. That's the football that the manager wants, but he also wants you to make the decisions at the right time. But is it a measure of the squad that when things do occasionally go wrong, there seems to always be a member of your team or your squad that gets you out of a hole?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here for. It's a team sport, and we try to help each other. Even if another player in front of me loses the ball, I try to help him. That's what makes us, I think, also as good as that we are, and because we always try to help each other. It's not about somebody did a mistake and you point a finger at him. You try to help him out of the situation, or if somebody's in a difficult spot, you try to help him. And I think that's what makes us that good, and it was also always possible for us to win the many titles that we won, because we're a really good unit, and we try to help each other.
No one in the history of English football has ever won 4 top-flight titles in a row. Manchester City only need to win against West Ham on Sunday in order to do that. How important was it to have that 2-point cushion going into the final game?
It was really important. I mean, we always wanted to have it in our own hands. We have this since a couple of weeks, and we did our job so far and won all the games. Now we got one more to go. Yeah, even though it might look easier on the sheet, it's not that easy. West Ham is a really good team. They got really good individual players. They're good on set pieces, so we really got to be ready for that game. We know we need the 3 points. I mean, it depends what Arsenal does, but still, we can't rely on the others. We got it in our own hands, and we got to show up and get 3 points in front of our own fans.
You play left back, right back, centre back, central midfield. Probably missed a couple of positions that you filled in for over the course of the season. Is there anywhere you want to play before the end of the season, just to make sure that you've covered all the bases?
Yeah, I would like to play as a striker once, if it's possible. Not as a keeper. I don't throw myself into these shots. But no, I mean, I play wherever the manager needs me, where the team needs me. I try to help. I might be better in some positions than in the other, but I feel comfortable wherever on the pitch I am, because yeah, that's what I said about before. I think the teammates around me, they help me, they put me in good position, and it makes it easier for me as well. That's why I think it's also possible for me to play in this many positions.
You've had a brilliant season. Congratulations. One last push on Sunday.
Thank you very much. Yeah, one last push.
Yeah, Manuel Akanji there speaking to Sam Matface. Get your calls in. Want to hear from Man City fans, want to hear from Spurs fans, want to hear from Arsenal fans. How you feeling? 03717 22 33 44.
The Sports Bar with talkSPORTBet.com. Belting broadcaster, brilliant booking. 18+BGamblerWare.org.
With the biggest range of cars to buy entirely online, it's no wonder everyone's cinching it.
I cinched it. Do you want to spin class? I think I'm going to be sick.
I cinched it in this coffee shop.
What you having?
A 5-door hatchback.
This is your captain speaking. I cinched it before takeoff with a 14-day money-back guarantee.
With so many great reasons to buy, the nation aren't just nailing it, they're cinching it. Comparison against equivalent retailers. Visit cinch.co.uk/range claim. Mileage restrictions and terms apply.
FX's Welcome to Wrexham is back on Disney+. Join Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney.
Here we are in season 3. It's going to be a very harrowing, edge-of-your-seat season.
In a whole new league.
This division is going to be tougher.
If we keep believing, we can turn things round. FX's Welcome to Wrexham. New season now streaming exclusively on Disney+. 18+ subscription required. T's and C's apply.
If I wasn't a fan, I wouldn't know what a crucial ligament was.
If I wasn't a fan, my geography knowledge wouldn't be based on football teams.
If I wasn't a fan, I wouldn't have named me dog after me team striker.
If I wasn't a fan, I'd travel to more exotic places.
You are now arriving at Western Superman.
For fans, it's more than a game. So we're doing more for fans. Sky Bet for the fans. 18+BGamblerWare.org.
Woohoo! Dave's finally landed. Holiday mode activated, when he remembers.
Oh, forgot to send that email.
Luckily, Dave has swapped out his sports package for data roaming. So he can get back to his holiday.
Lovely.
Dave, you did put your out of office on, didn't you? Get inclusive extras as part of your plan, which you can swap monthly. So you can switch from your sports package to a Roam Abroad pass. Search EE Mobile.
Available with all-rounder and full works plans. Terms apply.
Let me just throw this idea at you. You may have paid too much tax. If you've spent money on tools, travel or food for work, Rift can help work out what you're owed and get a refund bouncing back to you. In fact, on average, Rift get their customers £3,000 back. Not bad, eh? Let's get the ball rolling. Search Rift Tax Refunds. Come on, search Rift Tax Refunds today.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, families can save up to £240. So fly to sunny favourites like Turkey, Spain and Cyprus with millions of free child place holidays available. Book now for this summer and get 22 kilograms of baggage included. Jet2 holidays. Package holidays you can trust. Patronage are protected. Subject to availability and conditions.
The Sports Bar with talkSPORTBet.com. Download the shiny new talkSPORT Bet app at the App Store and Google Play today. 18 plus BeGamblerAware.org.
Presenting talkSPORT's Masters of On Air, the breakfast show that wins it every morning. Starring Wing Commander Flash McCoy.
It's bandits at 6 o'clock, Ginger.
And wireless operator Alan Bone Dome Brazil.
No, I want a penguin at 4 o'clock and some Iron Brew.
The Superstars Super Fortress Breakfast chops away.
Tomorrow morning from 6 on talkSPORT.
Right, let's get back to the Spurs Stadium. So Matt faces with Pep Guardiola.
Pep, well done tonight. It was tense watching on from the sidelines. What was it like for you?
Yeah, it was. It was difficult, with the quality of the opponent we were playing for. And I think until the goal, they had maybe the Betancourt action, but we had clear chances with Phil, with Josko, with Kevin, like Vicari making incredible save. We scored a goal. And after they push a lot, we struggled. Had the momentums and yeah, we had the control and 1 or 2 mistakes. They have a good chance, and Stefan make his incredible job and show how keeper he is.
Yes, and how impressive is it that you can bring a keeper off the bench like that? You made a sensible decision, took Edison off, brought Ortega on, and then he comes up with a moment like that. What does that say about the depth of your squad, that you've got someone who can come on and produce like that?
All the big teams have depth squad, not just us. So you see Liverpool, you see Arsenal, you see the top teams, they have depth squad. So, and of course, today in the modern football, this amount of games you have to have 2 or maybe 3 incredible keepers. Because Ederson, Eddie this season unfortunately have 3 or 4 setbacks for injuries. But last season we play FA Cup, we play all the games, always has been amazing.
You said before this game you had to win to be able to win the Premier League title. How nice does it feel having 3 points in the bag now, that it's in your own hands on Sunday?
Yeah, that's what we wanted, but we have experience. Years ago, a few years ago against Aston Villa, what happened in 73 minutes, 0-2 down. The most important, most famous important goal we had in this history with Sergio Aguero, 93, 20 minutes, QPR, 18 minutes was 1-2 down. So the tennis players, I was saying, to serve to win Wimbledon is the most difficult game. So the 5 set to win Wimbledon is so difficult, and it's quite similar. The analogy is like that. So the most difficult is close the carpet, close the chapter, and because the emotions are there, the people is for granted, and it will be quite similar nervous game like today. This is my feeling. So, but we have to read it and have to know that Kudus, Bo, and Antonio, world pros with set pieces with Sozek, and the last game from a legend like David Moyes from West Ham. So, yeah, but I could not ask more, arrive to the last game, depending, everything, our destiny depends on us.
Have you had to be as good as you have been? You're unbeaten in 90 minutes since the 6th of December. It's a relentless, unbelievable run, really. Have you had to be that good this season in the Premier League because of the opponents that you've been facing?
Yeah, that's quite similar we had in the past with Liverpool. Liverpool was until the last corner, and Arsenal arrived to stay for a long, for many, many years. So it's a young team with an incredible manager. So we know that, but you know, to compete in this league, it will happen. You have to win the league, you have to make more than 90 points again. So the challenge is huge because the opponents are getting better and getting better and getting better. So I think Arsenal make us a message that for the next years you have to be there. You have to take good decisions because the opponents are so demanding. But after we have done last season and the previous season, especially traveling last season, the previous Premier League, like you say, 6th of December.
6th December.
6th December, still winning, and we are out for the Champions League for a penalty. So football is like that. So today, Stefan saved the actions. We don't save Arsenal's champion. And Crowell will play against Madrid, and we are out. So the important is arrive until the end, being there, and the team is always there.
Just finally, I know you've got to get off, but because of what you won last year, because of the increased competition, because everybody wants you, everyone wants to take you down now, where does this rank? If you were to do it on Sunday, where would it rank?
It's ridiculous. Being here is ridiculous. This is my definition, still being here.
The greatest?
No, the greatest no. I'm saying it's amazing. It's so great. It's so great being here, fighting after we came from. So the problems we have Erling 2 months out and not his best, and Kevin 5 months. Ederson 4 times out. So, and the team was there, and was there, and was there. And in general, we play a top 11. But the people don't ask me today, please, that we didn't perform as much. I'm going to tell you that how many times when we deserve to win, we didn't win. So sometimes it happens.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Sam Manface there with Pep Guardiola. You can have your say on tonight's performance. 0717 22 33 44. Let's go to Saran, who's a Spurs fan. All right, Saran?
Hi, Jamie. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Yeah, well, so the irony is today's my mum's 80th birthday, but nothing has made me happier today than Spurs losing and those Arsenal fans being their hopes and dreams could have been ended today. And as for Cundy is winding me up today because he contradicts himself week after week. I very much agree with him. Football's about tribalism. You don't want your rival teams to do well. So surely on that basis, with that opinion he has, he should understand where we're coming from.
You're a disgrace, Saran.
By the way, first of all, Saran, happy birthday to your mum.
No, not at all. No, not at all. No, let's not even go there. That's just another weak Spurs excuse, right? Forget your mum. This is who you are. You Spurs fans have got no idea what it's like. You live in a cloud and a fog of utter failure, and this represents success. You phoned up national radio telling us it's your mum's birthday, right? Well done, her, right? But you, by the way, absolute disgrace, because you've lost. You've been pathetic. Spurs.
Have you
seen what you're doing to your manager, Mr. Coughlin? Have you seen what you're doing to him? He doesn't get it. He doesn't grasp it.
He does.
You are part of the problem, Saran.
No.
You are part of the problem.
No, hold on. One second. Remember the battle at the bridge. If you were playing Leicester City, where we still had hopes of winning the title, you would also be hoping.
Absolutely, Saran. You're 100% right.
No. Do not tar me with the same dirty brush you're trying to tie. Do not do that.
He knows you.
No, he doesn't know me, right? Because I never want my side to lose. You want your side to lose, you're a disgrace. And this is part of the Spurs. It's a Spurs problem.
Saran, you know what it is?
This is who you are and why you live in this fog of failure.
I'm very proud today.
You can't be proud your team got beat. You can be happy that Arsenal went on the title.
Good season, mate. Good season. Played well tonight.
Well, I think we played well tonight. I mean,
glorious failure.
Saran, I just like to say,
glorious failure.
Saran,
hilarious.
What about Romero? What about Romero pulling out of a 50-50 with Foden on the halfway line?
Well, it's end of the season. You don't want to get injured, does he? He wants a nice break.
Oh, what, you think? Go on a Rooney's holiday?
Honestly, Saran, put the phone down, mate. Go to bed.
Lovely.
Go to bed. Bye.
Man, that's all that matters to me.
You're a happy man. You got beat.
Well, I'm a happy man that got beat. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Saran, Faithful call. Let's go to Nick.
Cheers, Saran.
I'm sorry, right?
What?
Any,
You'd be the same, Jace. You'd be the same.
I promise you now.
What? If Chelsea had to get beat,
I promise you now.
Spurs winning the title.
I'd go to bed. I wouldn't be phoning National Radio close.
But you'd still be pleased.
No, I would not be pleased.
What?
Oh, you would.
If you had to, Chelsea had to get beat, Spurs winning the title, you'd be doing the conga.
Right.
If that happened.
Let me tell you now.
You would.
I said to them last night. They had a chance for Champions League football. Villa have got to go to Palace and win.
They're not going to win the Champions League.
What's that? That's irrelevant whether they're going to win it. You've got to get
in it. They've stopped us from winning it.
No, but
you'd be the same,
no,
Jace. You would.
I promise you now.
It's easier to say it because you've never been in that position.
No. I promise you now. Right now, if we got my side's got a chance for Champions League football.
And Spurs win the title?
I don't care about it. I don't care.
Yes, you do.
What's best for my club?
Yes, you do.
What's best for my club?
Spurs that win the title.
What's best for my
You're
club?
talking garbage.
No,
You're just saying that because you're not in that position.
I said
no, you're just saying
I
you're not in that position, mate. You would 100%. You were celebrating. You were celebrating. You're doing a Poznan.
Yeah,
you don't want nothing else to see Tottenham being
That's a great point. You were celebrating because Arsenal would win. You wouldn't Man City to win, so Arsenal would win it. So how would you be if it was Spurs?
But we never had the power. So therefore, we can still get Champions League. By the way, him over there in the Man City shirt think they got Europa League football. We're coming for Spurs.
Now they're going to beat Sheffield United.
And they should do.
Have you seen Sheffield United?
Right, but imagine if we win 5-0 tomorrow, right, against whatever against Brighton, right, and they're 1-0 down against Sheffield United, we go 1-0 up against Bournemouth.
That would be very Spursy.
Right? So do not gloat too soon, Mr. O'Hara, because
I'm happy with how it turned out tonight. I thought Spurs put in a really good performance.
Good night. Glorious failure of the biggest failures
in
English football. Spurs doing Spursy things, losing and being happy. You couldn't make this up.
Perry, we're going to let you go, mate. Just sum up the evening for you as an Arsenal fan.
Shocking.
We'll dump it. Right. Just say it.
Right.
Just say it.
What you got to do is you got to say, I thought we'd win at the beginning of the season. I said because of the right side, and I thought Man City wouldn't have that drive, that determination, that edge. And what Pep says there, for them to keep going and going and going, then you have to say the best team wins the Premier League. Man City are going to win it, right? Because they're the best team. What we've got to learn is when we've got it in our hands, you've got to know how to go and win those games. That's the Villa game, obviously. We said lost 2-0 for the second half. That's how you've got to be knowing. But Man City, I think they're 34 games unbeaten in 90 minutes in all games. That's the third longest in English football.
It's remarkable.
So you've got to take hats off.
You gutted.
I'm devastated. Absolutely devastated. I'm broken inside. Honestly, I'm broken inside. But I get it. I get it. So it's
all over, mate.
It's done.
It's all over.
I've got to say, I'm glad you win it.
You see?
I know.
Exactly.
But I'm not a Spurs fan, thankfully. I'm not a Spurs fan. Imagine being that so.
Yeah, but I've got Spurs mates now, just like the big grin on their face. Do you know what I mean?
I get that, sorry, but celebrating the defeat.
Yeah.
I hope I never walk in those shoes.
Yeah.
Hope I never walk.
Perry, it's been a pleasure, mate. Thanks for the watch along.
Yeah,
get yourself home.
Yeah, great.
Keep your calls coming in. Want to hear from Arsenal fans, Aston Villa fans who've got Champions League football, Spurs and Man City fans. Give us a call on 03 717 22 33 44.
It's embarrassing. The Sports Bar with talkSPORT.com. Brilliant broadcaster, best in class booking. Say no more. 18 plus BeGambleAware.org.
Countdown to Spoticar Springfest. Your approved used headliners are revving up. Vauxhall Corsas, Peugeot 208s, Citroen Space Tourers, the Fiat 500s, Jeep Renegades, supported by Real Big Deal and 2 free services. Gates open 17th of May. Participating Spoticar retailers, T's and C's apply. Details at spoticar.co.uk. Spoticar, approved used, Springfest.
With Now, you can stream all the drama from the Premier League instantly and without a contract.
The stuff that dreams are made of!
From top-of-the-table clashes to relegation battles and everything in between.
Can you believe it?
Get all Sky Sports channels for a day or a whole month with a Now Sports membership.
This is unbelievable!
Stream the Premier League live without a contract with Now.
18 plus Sky Sports content streamed via internet. Full terms apply.
Here they are, the racing lovers of the UK, phone in hand, ready to play the Coral Reward Shaker. Look at them shake. We've got the regulars at the racecourse shaking their phone with confidence. And look, they've won a free bet. Parents on a day out just happy to be here. They've done it too. An odds booster for them. Lovely stuff. Everyone's a winner. Play Coral's free Reward Shaker to win guaranteed daily rewards and offers. Coral, we're here for it.
18 plus UK. Max one reward or offer per player per day. Reward restrictions, requirements and T's and C's apply. Take time to think.
The small improvements we're making to our burgers are kind of a big deal. So McDonald's are giving rewards customers double points on selected classics. Sign up to My McDonald's Rewards, unlock an app and get more of what you love. Double points. 18 plus on Big Mac, £50 or double cheeseburger. Visit 20 restaurants only. 19th of May.
Say hello to the new Google Pixel 8a on EE with the best of Google AI. So
Google AI, yeah, it's got less take.
group pics are perfect.
EE's the only major network
That has it in alu green.
and I can save 336 quid
All on the UK's best network.
for over 10 years.
What they said. Maybe that's why more photography lovers choose EE.
Introductory offer ends 1st of July 2024. Eligibility, credit check in terms apply. Credit by EE Limited. Group metrics, best network. Verify all claims at ee.creditcare/claims.
Let me just throw this idea at you. You may have paid too much tax. If you've spent money on tools, travel or food for work, Rift can help work out what you're owed and get a refund bouncing back to you. In fact, on average, Rift get their customers $3 grand back. Not bad, eh? Let's get the ball rolling. Search Rift Tax Refunds. Come on, search Rift Tax Refunds today.
talkSPORT Bet. If you want a flutter, punters know it's the only place to go. 'Cause you bet the form and the latest odds across your sync devices. Plus weekly bet boost prices. Win big jackpots from a classic game slots. talkSPORT Bet, the broadcast bonus bookie, keeping you on track with all the sporting stats. Steeple chases, even title races, looking after sports fans. You know, 'cause talkSPORT Bet is the app that does all that. It's the only place to go.
18 plus begambleaware.org.
The biggest prize in European football is up for grabs once again.
What a fantastic strike!
UEFA Euro 2024 Germany. 24 teams, 10 venues, 51 games. Euro 2024 starts June 14 on talkSPORT.
Yeah!
Here is Foden down the left side, winning the ball, centering it towards Haaland. Missed by Dragosan and Van der Ven and De Bruyne. Goes out on the far side of the penalty area. Back into De Bruyne. Bit of space. Here's Haaland to tap it home and in. Spurs 0, Manchester City 1 in the weirdest game of the season.
That was from our live watch along. I don't know if you want to see the best bits. Check out talkSPORT's YouTube channel and socials. We're taking your calls all night. 03 717 22 33 44. Let's go to Sol, who's a Spurs fan. Right, Sol?
Right, Sol.
Hello guys, you alright?
I'm good, mate. How you feeling?
Mate, over the moon. Tandy's been waffling all night. Why wouldn't Spurs fans be buzzing tonight? It stopped Arsenal from winning the league. Alright, hear me out before you jump and waffle like you have been all night. Alright, let's say we won tonight. We've still got to count on Palace beating Villa.
Yeah.
Alright? Yeah. Let's say Palace beat Villa. Great. First of all, Arsenal won the league. Alright? Second of all, we've got the Champions League. We go Champions League next year with a squad that's not ready. What we're going to do? Not go through the knockouts. What are you going to hear for the next 20 years? Spurs who gave the league to Arsenal and they won the league, or the team that went out in the group stage. Like, who gives a damn that we've gone out the Champions League? Arsenal's not won the league. A serious rivalry. Who cares?
I agree, mate. I agree.
This is the waffling.
Tony, you just don't get it, mate. You just don't get the rivalry, mate.
No, I do get. Here's what I don't get: supporting a team like Spurs. And I feel for you, Sol. I feel for you because here's what's going through your veins right now, right? Your biggest victory, your biggest victory of the season is a loss. Think about that. Your biggest victory of the season is a loss. You Spurs fans live in a cloud of utter failure. It's a fog. You can't see beyond it. It's a mist and a fog you'll never get out of because of people like you. You,
it's rubbish.
You are part of the problem.
You seem very rattled by little Tottenham.
Your biggest... Who?
You seem very rattled by us, Candy, mate. Very rattled.
No. What I'm rattled by is how much pleasure you're getting from failure. And that's
It's not failure, though. We finished fifth. It's a good season.
You haven't finished fifth yet, by the way. By the way, you've not...
We beat Sheffield United at the weekend. We finished fifth.
Okay, right.
We have that discussion next week. Right now, we're in fifth.
Right, okay. But there's the attitude right there, right? Your attitude is the fact... It's because it's decades and decades of utter failure. And you lot, you wallow in it.
You giving us stick.
You wallow in failure. And tonight you're wallowing in failure again. You wallow in it. You're like hippos in one of those little mud puddles and roll on their back in failure.
You don't get it. Candy, mate. It's a night of you lot taking the mickey compared to 20 years of Arsenal fans not shutting up about Spurs giving them the league. Who gives a damn if we don't come top four? Next year's our year.
Well said, mate. Absolutely agree.
You're a little hippo wallowing in failure again. There you are, little mud puddle.
All right, Candy, mate.
And his little legs in the
top
air.
man, mate. Top man. Big night for us. Big night. We've done well.
Night.
Good season. Good season.
Your best night of the year.
Been a good season.
Results in a loss. Honestly, I hope I never ever go there.
Let's go to Nick, who's an Aston Villa fan. Right, Nick?
Good evening, gents.
Oh, well done, Nick. Well done. Champions League.
Yes, guy.
Well done, Nick. Good season. Good season.
Hold on. You could have got there.
Good season, Nick. Well done. Well done, Nick.
What am I listening to?
I can feel the sentiment behind it. Really feel that. Really feel how pleased you are for us. I think with it, my point on this is, blowing someone else's candle out won't make yours shine brighter. So no matter the fact of, you've stopped Arsenal winning by actually not doing anything tonight, really, and you stopped them winning the league, there's nothing to be celebrated. I'm with you, Candy. I don't say that very often.
Yeah, but it's not just tonight, though, Nick. It's over the course of the season. We haven't been good enough. Aston Villa have. You got it done. You got the points on the board. 5 games ago, when we lost 4 on the bounce, that's where we messed it up for ourselves. Not tonight. We're playing against Manchester City. What are the chances of winning that game anyway? We messed it up 5 games ago. That's where we messed it up. So tonight was a small win for Spurs. We haven't been good enough over the course of the season to get 4th. It's simple as that. You're going up against the champions.
Yeah, absolutely. And we came up against the champions, and we did them at our home ground, and we beat Arsenal twice. So it's the Premier League.
So you deserve to get 4th. You deserve to get 4th, Nick. You deserve it. Well done.
I just don't think you can celebrate it. And anyway, my point was on this, and I should have. I think the point I'm trying to make here is, with regards to manager of the season, I think unfortunately it is going to go to Pep because it is 4 in a row, right? There's something special about that, and agree or not agree with all the charges that are looming over it. But I think Emery is going to get looked over, and I think it's going to be a bit of a travesty because he's managed us from 17th to 18 months ago into Europe and 7th, to a semi-final in the competition, and 4th in the same year. It's on a paper-thin squad, right? You look at some of those players that are playing for us now. Some of them played for us in the Championship, the likes of John McGinn, Jacob Ramsey, and a few of the others. He's taken those guys that wouldn't get in most of the
John McGinn's top draw.
He's unbelievable, isn't he?
He's top draw. He might have played in the Championship, but you can't call him a Championship player. Jeez.
No.
Honestly, he walks into Spurs' team.
Nick, it's for you next season. It's a big opportunity for Unai Emery. You've got to kick on.
Yeah,
you've lipped over the line a little bit, really, Villa, haven't you? You ain't been great.
Well, absolutely. The way I kind of visualise this is, if you've ever seen the Brownlee brothers finishing that triathlon where one Brownlee brother picks the other one up and throws them over the line, that's been the analogy for Spurs picking us up and throwing us into 4th, rather doing it themselves.
Spurs are doing everyone else a favour. You've thrown Villa. Honestly, you lot.
Good season. Nick, thanks for your call. Let's go to Adam, who's an Arsenal fan. Right, Ad?
Evening, guys. How you doing?
I'm good, Ad. How are you? How you feeling?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm not too despondent because I never thought for 1 minute that Spurs were going to get a result, even though it gave us false hope for 45. I'd like to ask Jamie, really, when you said we played well, I haven't watched Spurs at all, really. I've watched that whole game with my mate Skins, and you guys couldn't trap a bag of cement, or you like cloven hoof hippos. You were so inept, you were so slow, so pedestrian, wrong choices. Sondra drove away from White Hart Lane in the sky blue Rolls Royce with ribbons on it.
How'd you feel, mate, when Son goes through? What was he doing?
Oh yeah, I wanted him to score, of course.
How was you feeling? Do you think it was going to happen? Did you see it? The title. You saw it, didn't you?
You're happy you're playing this.
It was like
saw it in your destiny. It took away from you.
Like the Mickey Thomas moment. The title's up for grabs. Yeah, of course I did. But you know what? I didn't think that they'd win for a minute. But when your fans say we stopped Arsenal from winning the title, let me rephrase that. If you needed to beat City to stop us winning the title, and you did, that's stopping us winning the title. Losing a game isn't stopping us winning the title.
100% right. 100% right.
But technically, that's exactly what
100% right.
Technically, what happened? We lost.
No.
Man City win the title.
Because you're so... The failure drips through your DNA at Spurs. The failure was there again.
Good season from Ange.
Is it?
First season.
Is it?
First season.
What's happened?
Points on the board.
We finished.
Fifth. Take it. Take it.
Fifth.
Good season. Keep your calls coming. Loads to go. We're going to do it right up until midnight tonight. 03 717 22 3344.
The Sports Bar with talkSPORTBet.com. Belting broadcaster, brilliant bookie. 18 plus begamblerware.org. Sports Bar with talkSPORTBet.com. Download the app today for tantalizingly tip-top odds and exclusive offers. 18 plus begamblerware.org.
Countdown to Spotty Car Springfest. Your approved used headliners are revving up. Vauxhall Corsas, Peugeot 208s, Citroën Space Tourers, Fiat 500s, Jeep Renegades, supported by Real Big Deal and 2 free services. Gates open 17th of May. Participating Spotty Car retailers, T's and C's apply. Details at spottycar.co.uk. Spotty Car, approved used, Springfest.
Tickling your boss's hand is not appropriate. Shaking it is. Eating a bucket of KFC at your desk is not appropriate. Eating the new KFC lunch meal deal is. It's a twister wrap, crisps and drink from $5.49. Workplace appropriate, but when finger licking is not. Weekdays until 3 p.m. In-store at participating restaurants only. See kfc.co.uk for full T's and C's.
Sometimes running a trade or construction business can feel like working out. In a sauna. Filled with wasps. But Xero accounting software can help. You can quote an invoice on the go to get paid faster. Soon it'll feel less like working out and more like chilling out. To whale song. Sung live. Search Xero with an X, because healthy business is beautiful business.
Lorraine and Trev finally have a night to themselves. Their daughter Liv is out, but they can't help worrying.
Weird. Liv hasn't texted us yet.
That's Liv asking for more data so she can upload a dance to...
Let me guess. TikTok.
Data sent, Lorraine and Trev kick back to their saucy rom-com.
Now she wants picking up.
Typical. Share data with your kids when they run out. Search EE Mobile.
Excludes no frills plans. Terms apply.
At BetMGM, we know how to put on a show. So we don't just do offers. We do golden offers like this.
MGM Millions, our supersized jackpot where right now you could win over 19 million pounds.
Get ready for the golden era in online casino. BetMGM, it's showtime.
Minimum 10p game stake. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Did you know that you can sell your car to We Buy Any Car even if it has outstanding finance? Just bring along your final settlement agreement and We Buy Any Car will sort it all out for you. Say so long to that saloon and tell that hatchback to hit the road. Just sold my car to We Buy Any Car. Just sold my... To find out how much your car's worth in 30 seconds, enter your reg number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com. Admin fee may apply. For more information, visit WeBuyAnyCar.com/info.
Hawksby and Jacobs on talkSPORT with Toolstation. Unfiltered football debate done right.
Vatican City football team peps Swiss Guardiola.
Big hitting cricket comment done right.
Keep it on, Tiff. Pretty cute. Keep an eye on cricket.
Knockout boxing opinion done right.
That was a classic. Legendary.
Entertaining afternoon radio done right.
Well, some would say it's absolute news.
Hawksby and Jacobs weekday afternoons from 1 on talkSPORT with Toolstation for a job done right.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave. On your mobile and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT. Talk Sport.
calls coming in 03 717 22 334. But let's get news and sport headlines now. Craig Wakelin.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Man City are on course for a fourth consecutive Premier League title. Their 2-0 win over Spurs has set them 2 points clear at the top of the table. And at the final day of the season, they host West Ham on Sunday. Here's the City defender Manuel Akanji.
Such a crucial time of the season. The second last Premier League game away here to go top of the league, and yeah, we did it.
The loss for Spurs means they miss out on a top 4 place, with Villa grabbing a Champions League spot. Is that something that disappoints Postecoglou?
No, it's we deserve to be. I think that's how season's panned out, and we're in a position where we deserve to be.
Despite thrashing Dundee 5-2 earlier, Rangers look like they'll be watching Celtic claim a third successive SPL title tomorrow. Brendan Rodgers' side will go 6 points clear at the top, with 1 match to go if they beat Kilmarnock. Saracens have confirmed that Bryce Mako and Billy Vunipola will leave the club at the end of the season. Both players have 5 Premiership titles and 3 European trophies during their time at the club. And with just hours to go before taking part in the US PGA Championship, Rory McIlroy has filed for divorce. The 37-year-old and his wife Erica have been together for 7 years. The reason for the split is unknown. Latest on our live blog, talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
2 French prison officers have been killed in an ambush on a prison van in Normandy. Prisoner Mohamed Amra, known as the Fly, was being taken from a court to a prison when a car rammed into the van at a toll booth. Donald Trump's former lawyer Michael Cohen is being cross-examined by the defense in the ex-president's hush money trial in New York. Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of fraud. And the troubled new Co-op Live Arena has finally opened its doors to the public, the 4th attempt for an elbow gig. It follows a series of highly publicised problems and delays.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. With over 600 centres across the UK, most of which open 7 days a week, we're here for every journey. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Rain in the southwest of Scotland, northern and eastern and some central parts of England turning locally heavy.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker. The Sports Bar on talkSPORT.
Good evening, you are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jeremy Hart and Jason Cundy taking your calls. Big night for Manchester City to win 2-0 against Spurs to close in on a 4th Premier League title in a row. You can have your say now. Arsenal fans, how you feeling? Spurs fans, how you feeling after the game? 03 717 22 We've heard from Ange earlier, who's speaking to Sam, but there's more coming out about his press conference and how he wasn't happy with the atmosphere tonight. I'm going to read you out a couple of quotes that he said. This is from Ange Postecoglou. He said, of course the atmosphere affected the performance. When we've got late winners in games, it's because fans have helped us. The fans can feel how they want. The last 40 hours to me have revealed the foundations are pretty fragile. Maybe I'm out of step, but I don't care. I just want to win, and I want to build a winning team. What do you make of the situation? Because obviously there was fans in the ground tonight, Spurs fans who were quite happy to see Spurs lose the game, and Ange is not happy with the mentality that the fans have shown.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He wants to do the best for your football club.
Yes, he does.
And you don't want the best tonight. You don't want the best for your football club.
Well, the best for our football club was in the last 5 games where we fluffed our lines. So that's where he's got to look. That's where he's got to look at. That's where he should be annoyed at himself. You can't blame the fans tonight for feeling how they're feeling. For 5 games beforehand. And next season, yes, 100% agree with Ange. Change the mentality. We go again. We don't want to be put in this position again where we feel like, you know, we're doing one over on Arsenal by getting beat. We don't want that. We want to kick on as a football club. But tonight, you cannot blame the fans for feeling how they're feeling.
He was asked. And his answer was, of course the atmosphere affected the performance. So he's blaming the fans, right?
Well, he should blame the fans. He should blame Sutton for not scoring from 15 yards out.
But when we get late winners in games, it's because the fans have helped us. Fans can feel how they want. Postecoglou said the last 40 hours, to me, have revealed the foundations are pretty fragile. That's because you lot wallowed in failure. And tonight, as I said, your biggest victory of the season was a loss.
Let's go to Gary, who's a Man City fan. Right, Gaz?
Hey, good evening, lad.
How you feeling?
Okay.
I've never seen you look with specs in your eyes, pal.
Say that again?
I said I've never seen you look with specs in your eyes in that shirt.
I'll tell you what, looks nice, the old sky blue. It's a lovely shirt. I've enjoyed wearing it tonight. Might frame it.
That game, and I'll just say to Jason, and try and get back all the Terry Groves. My mate's got some tickets to the United game tomorrow. He's giving away to see, but don't worry, because we'll be in the shower when...
Yes, okay, yes.
Well
done.
I mean, I'll tell you what though, Gaz, made hard work of it, first 45. I thought Spurs played well.
Yeah, they did. I thought we looked very nervous in the first half.
Yeah, Pep looked stressed out at the time.
Yeah. But do you know what? The one thing I'm going to look for is because I think we've done it now. Tonight was our big step. We've not beat Tottenham in the league at the new ground and all that. We're not even scored there. We've got all of this. I'm pretty certain, 1,000% that will beat West Ham on Sunday. But people keep coming up with this 116 charges and all that. Do me the favour. Don't bring it up until we've been charged properly, not found guilty with it. And you know what, give us some respect, because, you know, we're going for something that's never been done in English football before, ever.
Yeah. 4 on the bounce, unbelievable.
And you know what, I'm not being funny, but it's some going there. 4 on the shot. We did the treble last year, we've got a chance to do the double this year. And all we do is just throw these 115 charges.
No, Gary, look, I think most people that I listen to on talkSPORT, certainly here on SportsPod, we give you so much. We do. We absolutely do credit what you do. But you've got to, and I'm in the same position as a Chelsea fan, because people are waiting for Chelsea to get. You just have got to suck it up, guys. Don't worry about the charges, mate. You'll sleep well at night. Don't worry about that. Take care of the football. That's fine. What will be off the pitch. Just let that one ride.
I know, but it's like you say, it's not generally used. I spoke to you all the time. It's just fans in general who go up and all the talk about it. And I'm not just talking about Premier League, I'm talking about teams in the Championship like Leicester who might be getting charged. Their fans like, well, we get charged, what about Man City? 115?
That's always going to come up, though, Gaz, and it's always going to come up. It is, isn't it? It is. You just got to take that on the chins, mate. I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't. After a night tonight, when you've got one hand firmly on the trophy, I wouldn't worry about that. Would he bring it up, mate?
Gary, it's been a big night for you. It's a big night, and you know, I thought they'd done well in the second half and took it to Tottenham and ended up getting a result. Let's go to Cos. He's a Spurs fan, right, Cos?
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good. How you feeling?
Well, I'm happy that we lost. Yeah, Jason, don't be a hypocrite, son. Yeah. As for Ange, yeah, last night, anyone who plays Emerson Royale at left back twice after his first performance, he's only got himself to blame. He's got himself to blame for his poor choices. Van der Beek should be marking Saka and Salah, yeah, not Emerson Royale. So he's only got himself to blame. Right. So I've got one message for you, Mr. Cundy. Yeah. Arsene Wenger, yes. Bob Wilson, all you naughty little gooners, your boy's got one hell of a meeting tonight.
Absolutely. Now, do you know what? Yeah. Again, you sum up Spurs.
He's right, mate. He's right.
You sum up Spurs.
The 5 games before.
To it. You're a hypocrite. The Battle of the Bridge proves you haven't got rivals in West London. Your biggest rivals are Brentford. Yeah? We are North London. North London is white, always have been. They can bugger off back to Woolwich. Yeah? That's all I've got to say to you, my friend.
No, Cos.
We would rather...
Just that's all you've got to say. You carry on talking.
Do you understand that?
No,
you can't understand that because you ain't got rivals. Because you've always been a too-big club, Mr. Cundy.
No,
Go back to the 70s when you got 12,000 supporters in your ground. That's what you are. Your history is that. Only Russian money has got you out of the doldrums. So don't tell me about history and that we should be ashamed of ourselves. You, my friend, are a hypocrite.
Finished?
Yep.
Right, go to bed.
Is that what you're going to say to Spurs fans tonight?
No, because he won't. He said to him, "Are you going to stay on the line, Cos?"
Yeah, I'm going to stay on the
He's
line.
done
I
right.
can argue with you all night, Mr.
No, we're
Cundy.
not arguing, we're debating, because you sum up the utter failure and the abject
No,
Spurs.
you can get... Listen, what you're doing now, you're getting bites. Yeah,
No,
you're
you're
getting
not,
bites.
No, let me talk.
No, you know,
I'm going to let you talk.
You're celebrating a defeat.
No, I'm not celebrating a
Now,
defeat.
you just said to me...
I didn't actually want us to lose. I just did not want Arsenal to win the league and to have bragging rights. Simple. And when Mr. Postecoglou realises that he's the one who messed up in the first place.
Here's what he said.
Messed it up in the first place.
Here's what he said. When we get late winners in games, it's because the fans have helped us. Fans can feel...
That's rubbish. I have to stop you there, Jason.
No, don't shoot.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is it's a rubbish thing to say because Sob got put through to make it one all he missed.
The truth is, you Spurs fans didn't want to win. And
no, I actually was proud of our performance first half, yeah, and I thought, you know what, Man City don't deserve to win this game, yeah, because they were rubbish. They were nervous, and did his usual older thinking, yeah, he overthought the game, yeah, and really, if we'd had actually a decent forward line, we could have won that game.
Joe, the last 48 hours,
Man City didn't deserve to win. Man City did not deserve to win the game in the first half, Jason. You have to admit that. And I admit that as a Spurs fan, and I thought, you know what, sod this, let's win the games. However, losing is so much sweeter, because those boys down the road...
Say that again.
Losing is so much sweeter, because those boys down the road have shut up.
No, say it one more time.
Archie, yeah, and all the rest of them, Bash, and all the boys, all my Gooner friends, they've gone to bed, yeah, and they've been drinking bells and teachers all night. Yeah?
Say it one more time. Losing is so much sweeter.
Losing is so much sweeter when they don't win the league.
There you go. The Spursiest comment ever. Losing is so much sweeter. It's so Spursy. It phones up. Gives it the big one, right? Losing. This is an absolute. And you probably back this up. Is losing so much sweeter?
It felt sweet tonight. Felt nice.
Losing sweet.
It felt nice tonight. We messed it up. I've been angry. The 4 games we lost before. Angry Spurs fans. Unacceptable. That's not good enough. And getting it wrong. But tonight, getting beat by the champions, getting beat by the better side, stops Arsenal winning the league.
But losing sweet?
It was sweet.
Well, you've had the last sweet 30 years then.
Yeah.
Since 61, you've never won the title since 61, and every year tastes sweet.
Yeah. Get your calls coming in 03 717 22 33
The Sports Bar with talkSPORTBet.com. Brilliant broadcaster, best in class booking. Say no more. 18+ BeGambleAware.org. Sports Bar with talkSPORTBet.com. Belting broadcaster, brilliant booking. 18+ BeGambleAware.org.
Did you know that selling your car to We Buy Any Car couldn't be more chilled? Just 3 simple steps. Get a quote in 30 seconds, drive to your local branch in 13 minutes, and get the cash in the bank. To find out how much your car's worth in 30 seconds, enter your reg number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com. Admin fee may apply. For more information, visit WeBuyAnyCar.com/info.
Everyone's talking about AI right now, so now it's our turn. Galaxy AI is here across a range of Samsung Galaxy devices at EE.
Even the Galaxy S23 FE?
Yep, and you save 308 pounds.
What about the Tab S9?
It's defo on that.
AI's on the Tab Fold 5.
Uh-huh. Get AI features like Photo Assist on the UK's best network.
That's intelligent.
No wonder Samsung owners choose EE. Saving ends 30th of May.
Annual price changes and terms apply. Credit from EE Limited. Eligibility and credit checks apply. Root metrics best network. Verified EE.co.uk/claims.
McDonald's are making small improvements to our classic burgers, searing our 100% British and Irish beef patties so they're even juicier. And we're serving them hotter for meltier cheese, all in new toastier buns. The classics, now a little more Comparison with prior classic burgers, served after 11 AM, subject to availability.
Let me just throw this idea at you. You may have paid too much tax. If you've spent money on tools, travel or food for work, Rift can help work out what you're owed and get a refund bouncing back to you. In fact, on average, Rift get their customers £3,000 back. Not bad, eh? Let's get the ball rolling. Search Rift Tax Refunds.
I like a rubber ball like a bouncing.
Come on, search Rift Tax Refunds today.
Catch something big at your local Admiral Slots Casino, because the Big Bass Bonanza can now be played on the high street. Ditch your phone's small screen and bad internet connection and upgrade your gaming experience at Admiral Slots today. Hook some big free spin bonuses and play for up to £500 jackpot at your nearest Admiral Slots Casino. If you're ready to play, spin safe at Admiral Slots, where our friendly team are on hand to help you play responsibly and stay within your limits. Visit admiralslots.co.uk for more. Over 18s only. Please gamble responsibly.
Turn your football passion into free cash with warranty wins on talkSPORT with Motorpoint. Listen to Drive all this week and answer 5 questions about this Premier League season, each worth £200. Hold your nerve and drive up your prize fund to £1,000. Or use your warranty wisely for peace of mind before you lose the lot. Register to play now at talksport.com/win. Warranty wins on talkSPORT with Motorpoint. Unbeatably priced cars, all with warranty.
Sunday afternoon, the League Two playoff final. On talkSPORT 2, brilliant goal.
Crew Alexandra versus Crawley Town.
Coverage from Blue. Kick-off, 1 p.m. What a move Sunday afternoon on talkSPORT 2. How about that? Power, corruption and pies.
Here is Kovacic sending the ball up towards the halfway line. Oh, and then Brennan Johnson has won it, and Solly's still.
It's unbelievable! Oh my, it's unbelievable! 1v1, he's got to score! Ortega! What a save! What a save, Ortega!
Son speeding through, he's fluffed his lines.
You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jeremy Ryan, Jason Cundy. That's how it sounded earlier on our live watch along on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. You can catch the best bits on social media. Let's go to Navin. He's a Tottenham fan, right, Navin?
Hello.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Hi. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling awful, man. I'm fuming. We dropped 3 points today, man. And at the start of the season, the whole goal is always to try to get as many points as you can, right? To finish as high as you can. Yeah? We had a chance to get 3 points today, and that only puts pressure on to Aston Villa in 4th, because we're taking it down to the last game of the season, which anything can happen. Yes, and if we get Champions League football, it brings more prestige to the club, and it also attracts a player that wants to come and play for a club that's in the Champions League, that has one of the best stadiums in the world and good training.
We're going to attract them players anyway, Navin. We're in the Europa League. We're going to attract them anyway. You know, we're not going to go out and spend £100 million on a player just because we've got the Champions League. You know how Daniel Levy works. He's been there for 20 years. When have you seen that?
Yeah, but we brought in decent players this season, right? And, you know, I just think having that Champions League football just gives us a bit more, Jamie. Yeah. Secondly, if Spurs can't win the title, yeah, I don't give a monkeys who's going to win the title, to be honest.
Yeah, it's nice to not let Arsenal win it, though.
We could have dented their title hopes if we had in that stretch of 4 games. Where
exactly, so we messed it up. So tonight, you know, Ange can come out and say he's not happy. Last 48 hours being as, you know, he's seen that it's fragile and all that. Well, how about the 4 games beforehand where we were garbage and the games we weren't good enough and the players weren't good enough? That's what. Don't have a go at the fans. Have a go at the players who've been putting in poor performances.
No, but he's got to take responsibility for that, yeah. But he's talking specifically in the last 2 days, yeah, where that narrative has been where Spurs fans will be happy if we lose because they will then...
The narrative's there. You can't get away from it. It's there.
Well, for me, it doesn't feel great that we've lost today. And secondly, also, next season, if we have aspirations to challenge for the title, yeah, you're going to have to beat teams like City, Arsenal, Liverpool, United.
Next season, mate. Next season. And I tell you what, we've got the manager in charge with the right mentality, because he's right in terms of how he wants to win and he don't care about Arsenal. I love his attitude. I love how he's been. But tonight, you let it go and you go, you know what? Take it on the chin. We've got beat by a better side.
Jamie, the other
We've
thing
stopped Arsenal winning the league. Great. There's a little bonus for us.
But what I was saying, City have won our grounds, yeah, where it's been a dodgy ground for them, yeah. So now psychologically they've got that thing that they can come into our ground and score goals when they hadn't done it in the league before, yeah.
You know, come on, they're going to win eventually. It's Man City.
Yeah, okay, well they haven't done
Honestly, you two.
It's Man City. They're going to got beat by the better team tonight.
Stay out of this, man.
No, I'm not staying out.
Got beat by the better team.
No, Nevin, you're the first Spurs fan that's actually spoken any sense on here, all right? You should be disappointed.
Yeah, we are. I'm disappointed.
You should be.
The game, yeah, and it doesn't matter. But like I said, if we can't win the title, I don't give a monkeys about anyone else winning the title. But I accept what Jamie is saying. Because Jamie, you're a legend. Always has been. Yeah, I love speaking to you, and Jason too. Yeah, you wore the shirt for us, but it didn't fit properly. Not like it did for Jamie, right? But Jamie's got to point out, okay, we don't want Arsenal.
This one's fitting quite nice tonight, to be fair. It's kind of nice. Quite keep it.
Yeah, but you know, like I can understand.
Here's the question to the pair of you, right? And every Spurs fan listening to this now. Postecoglou is clearly very annoyed, upset and disappointed in the Spurs fans that actually wanted to lose today. And that's not just come across in his pre-match, it's come across in his footage now.
Let's hear some of them quotes from the Spurs manager Ange Postecoglou in his post-match presser.
No, I think the last 48 hours has revealed to me the foundations are fairly fragile, mate, so that's what I feel. Like I said, the last 40 hours has revealed a fair bit to me, and that's all right. That just means I've got to go back to the drawing board with some things. I understand I'll probably misread the situation as to what I think is important in their endeavour to become a winning team, but that's okay. That's why I'm here. Yeah, maybe I'm out of step, but I just don't care. I just want to win, and I want to be successful at this football club. That's what I was bought, so what other people, how they want to feel and what their priorities are, no, zero interest to me. I know it's important to build a winning team, and that's what I need to concentrate on.
Yeah, there's Ange speaking after the game. I absolutely agree with him. Got no problem. Love him. Think he's brilliant, and I love his attitude.
He's criticising you.
Yeah, but I'm not playing for Spurs.
You.
I'm a fan. I'm not playing for Spurs.
No, but he's criticising you as the fans.
Yes, but I'm not playing for Spurs.
And every other fan that's listening.
But he's the manager, and his mentality is to win.
Fine.
And the players' mentality is to win. But tonight, I'm not playing for Spurs. I'm supporting Spurs.
No, you didn't support Spurs.
Yeah,
but
point. Yeah, but I am, because next season we go at it and we go again. Yes, but tonight I'm quite happy to take the loss, because the last 4 games I've been supporting Spurs and we've been rubbish. And he's playing Emerson Royal at left back. You know, so he's got to look at himself in them games and say, that's where we messed up. Tonight happened because of our poor performances 3 weeks ago. Not because in the last 48 hours you've got Spurs fans who turn around and say, you know what? I want City to win, because I don't want to let Arsenal win the title, because it keeps them alongside us.
He wants to know that everyone is putting in the same direction tonight.
We are, absolutely. Next season.
No.
I love his attitude.
Tonight,
you can't blame the fans.
No, but tonight,
you cannot blame the fans.
No, he's trying to turn this. You heard his pre-match presser, right? About walking through, about rivalry. Where are the bragging rights? You heard those quotes about trophies.
Yes.
Tonight sums up you lot, Spurs fans. He's trying to change your mind. He's trying to change the culture.
No.
And while you've got people like you and every other Spurs fan that wants to lose, he ain't going to change it, because that is the biggest turnaround.
What about the 4 games that we lost on the bounce?
Fine, but tonight he needed you, and you weren't there.
What do you mean? They were there.
You weren't there.
They were there. Son had the chance. Son had the chance to draw the game, and he missed. Can't blame the fans for that. He put in a good performance. The players played well. You can walk away from that game and say positives from the game. We come up against Manchester City. He can't come out, start blaming the fans for the mentality of not wanting Arsenal to win.
He needs your help.
What do you mean he needs our help?
Do you want the quote again about getting us over the line?
The Spurs fans have been there for 37 games, 36 games, week in.
Well, 36
been
years.
Singing his name all season. Been singing his name. Last 4 games, we've been poor. We've been poor. Right? That's on him. That's on the fans.
He's trying to change the culture of the football club. He's trying to get through to you lot that have suffered and wallowed in misery, because that's who you are. He's trying to change that.
It's rivalry.
Do you know what?
Jace, it's rivalry. It's rivalry. He understands rivalry. He understands. He gets it. As the manager, he has to be professional. As the manager, Yes.
He knows what rivalries are all about.
Of course he does.
Right?
And now he's learned what it is at Tottenham. Arsenal.
Failure. So
unacceptable.
failure is acceptable.
Tonight, yes.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
It's utterly ridiculous.
Let's go to Dave, who's a Liverpool fan, right, Dave?
Do you know what, Jamie? You are an absolute disgrace, mate. I heard you last night, and you were saying, do you know what? We don't want Champions League. We'll take the Europa League because we can win that.
Yeah.
Are you having a laugh, lad? Are you off your head?
I think we've got a good chance next season, mate. Finish 5th, build, get some good players in.
Are you delusional? I've watched your game tonight. You're 1-0 down. Edmondson's injured, and there's 20,000 Spurs fans singing, "Are you watching Arsenal?" Are you having a laugh, lad? I've never seen anything so disgusting in all my life. You fans are a disgrace. And you know what? If I was Potter Godfrey, if I was Madison, if I was Tom, I'd go into the board tomorrow and I'd go and hand them a letter and I'd say, "There's my resignation. I am out of this club." Them players give their all to you because they want
Well, they haven't given their all though, have they, Dave? Liverpool got beat 4 on the bounce before tonight, and we beat Burnley. The fans have been on their side the whole season. The whole season.
Mate, you're an absolute disgrace. Cundy, I don't even know how you can still stay in that studio with him, with that stupid top on. You are an absolute, you are the epitome of football, mate. You are the absolute
Dave, you're a Liverpool fan. If it was Everton about to win the league, yeah, and you'd have to suffer Europa League football for a season, if you beat Manchester City and you hand Everton the title, don't tell me for 1 second that you wouldn't accept a defeat.
Mate, I don't care who wins the league. I dislike Everton, like I dislike Arsenal, like I dislike Chelsea. I rang Cundy up when we won the Carabao Cup, giving him, having a laugh with him. It's banter, it's football. But at the end of the day, you've got to want what's best for your players, for you to succeed, to bring success to your club. How can them players want to be successful at your club after what they've witnessed tonight? They must have been stood there while Edmondson's down. 20,000 fans singing, "Are you watching Arsenal?" Are you having a laugh, lad?
It's terrible, Jay. It's terrible, mate. It's terrible. You're getting beat. It's terrible. It's disgusting. It goes against every fibre of a football fan's.
If I was Potter Godfrey, I would hand in my resignation and say, "Do you know what, Ramit? See you later. You aren't worth my... All you're going on about is the last 3 weeks, the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you think it's...
We lost Dave.
Do you know what? Only Spurs would do this.
No, disagree.
No, only Spurs.
No, absolutely disagree.
Only Spurs.
Absolutely disagree.
Because you know what? This is who Spurs are. This is what you've become. You're a laughing stock. You haven't won a league title since '61. You haven't won a trophy of note since 1991.
Let me tell you now, if Postecoglou was the manager of Celtic, and they was up there, and Rangers were going to win the title, and they could stop it, right, by taking a defeat. Right, they would take it.
You're telling me that, you're telling your...
The fans would be, the Scottish fans up in Scotland, if they were Celtic fans, they would not want to see Rangers win it. They'd rather Motherwell win it. And they would quite happily take a defeat.
But even though they can still catch them, because you can still get top 4. That's the thing that grates on me. You can still get top 4.
Aston Villa would get a result against Crystal Palace, and we would have handed Arsenal the title, and we still would have finished 5th. And everyone would have been laughing at Tottenham saying, "Oh, it's Spursy, it's Spursy this, Spursy that. Sums up Spurs."
Isn't it amazing?
Now, at least we have a little win. You're
more concerned how you're perceived and how you're looked upon than actually achieving anything. As I said, your biggest victory is a defeat tonight.
Last 4 weeks.
Me everything about
Last 4 weeks has been performance Spurs, and that's what's put us in this position.
Surprised.
And tonight I'll take on the tune. We got beat by Manchester City.
You'll take on the tune.
A better team.
What about Postecoglou?
He's got to take on the tune. He's got to sort his set pieces out.
Fine.
Sort out his team.
Talk about tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
And did you lot?
Got beat by a better team.
You got a City show.
Got beat by a better team.
Disgusting.
Got beat
Sing
by a
it
better
out.
team.
Are you watching Arsenal? When Spurs fans. Absolutely.
You saw me standing alone.
Do you know what? I don't think you Spurs fans will recover from this. You will never ever recover from tonight. Never.
Give it a rest.
There's no way any Spurs fan can ever, with any credibility, can phone up this show or phone up talkSPORT and spout about how much they want to do this. You know what? You're frauds.
03717 22 33 44.
The Sports Bar with talkSPORTBet.com. Belting broadcaster, brilliant bookie. 18 plus BeGambleAware.org. The Sports Bar with talkSPORTBet.com. Download the shiny new TalkSport Bet app at the App Store and Google Play today. 18 plus BeGambleAware.org.
Good evening, night workers. This is the last train home, calling us to job well done and ready for bed via 6 McNuggets or a warm apple pie. Our final destination, as always, is home. Plenty of McDonald's restaurants are open late tonight. See mcdonalds.com for opening times.
Did you know that when selling your car, part exchange isn't the only option? You could get a bigger discount on your next car if you sold to We Buy Any Car. This calls for a party. Hit it!
Just sold my car to We Buy Any Car. Just sold my car to We Buy Any Car.
To find out how much your car's worth in 30 seconds, enter your reg number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com. Admin fee may apply. For more information, visit WeBuyAnyCar.com/info.
TalkSport Bet. If you want to flutter, punters know it's the only place to go. Football, GG, cricket, golf and Grand Prix are live online casino. Just tap to find it on the app. TalkSport Bet, the broadcast bonus bookie, keeping you on track with all the sporting stats. Steeple chases, even title races, looking after sports fans. You know, because TalkSport Bet is the app that does all that. It's the only place to go.
18 plus BeGambleAware.org.
Say hello to the new Google Pixel 8a on EE with the best of Google AI, so
Google AI, yeah? It's got less T.
Groupies are perfect.
It is the only major network
That has it in Allo Green.
and I can save 336 quid
All on the UK's best network.
for over 10 years.
what they said. Maybe that's why more photography lovers choose EE.
Introductory offer ends 1st of July 2024. Eligibility, credit check in terms of hire. Credit by EE Limited. Group metric, best network. Verify all claims at ee.creditcare/claims.
When can you get the latest breaking sports news delivered with the laser-like accuracy of Michael Van Gogh? And hear passionate opinions debated with the confident dexterity of Virgil van Dijk.
Liverpool fans celebrate.
Answer on the radio show that's got the nation's sports fans buzzing like a Van de Graaff generator. Early breakfast with Shabana Hearn. Weekday mornings from 5 on talkSPORT with Adrian Flux Van Insurance. Insurance for the individual. Search Adrian Flux Van Insurance to find out more.
I'm Martin Samuel. I write a column for the Times and Sunday Times, and you can read my take on the weekend's football every Monday online or through our app. You'll also find the latest news and exclusive football features. Enjoy the Game podcast, the football newsletter, and in-depth tactical analysis in the trend. A digital subscription is just £1 for 3 months. Visit thetimes.co.uk/talksport to join. Auto renews at £26 a month unless cancelled.
Here they are, the racing lovers of the UK, phone in hand, ready to play the Coral Reward Shake-Up. Look at them shake. We've got the regulars at the racecourse shaking their phone with confidence. And look, they've won a free bet. Parents on a day out just happy to be here. They've got it too. An odds booster for them. Lovely stuff. Everyone's a winner. Play Coral's free Reward Shaker to win guaranteed daily rewards and offers. Coral, we're here for it.
18 plus UK. Max 1 reward or offer per player per day. Reward restrictions, requirements and T's and C's apply. Take time to think.
As another dramatic EFL season comes to a close, some clubs are celebrating the glory of automatic promotion.
Magnificent work!
But the battle is far from over as teams compete to secure that final promotion spot in the EFL playoffs. talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2 will bring you unmissable first-class coverage and full kick-by-kick commentary of each and every playoff showdown.
Unbelievable.
Ahead of all 3 playoff finals, live from Wembley Stadium.
Oh, yes!
Experience the excitement and anticipation of the EFL playoffs.
What a magnificent finish!
Live on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2.
Football form on the sports bar with talkSportBet.com. Download the shiny new TalkSport Bet app at the App Store and Google Play today. 18 plus BeGambleAware.org.
Keep your calls coming in 03 717 22 33 44. But let's talk odds now. Bet and a messenger, Ryan. All right, Ryan.